are now listening to Banter and Boxing. I don't know, that intro, it's alright, innit? But I don't know. It's sounding less cringy as the days go by. But big up to everybody in the building, man. Thank you guys for obviously tuning into Across the Way from the US to the UK with my guy, True Dollar Bill. I like having my own show because I can just, it's not even a thing in it really. I can take as long as I want to load fucking shit up. Oh, not that one. Across the way, across the way, across the way. How the fuck does take? There we go. Big up to my guy True Dollar Bill in the building. Please guys go follow, like, subscribe, etc. etc. What are we talking about today, you lot, man? There's quite a bit to talk about. What does the Matchroom v Queensberry Catterall v Prograis? Yeah, man. Interesting stuff, bro. Interesting stuff. You lot, I need to clean my desk. My actual my room is like 70% clean, but my desk is, there's like a portal to fucking hell through this thing. Like I said, big up everybody in the building. This is BanterNBoxing. Hashtag BanterNBoxing, the greatest boxing live show in the world. And I come to you midweek, as much as I possibly can to give you guys entertainment and some funnies, bro, because life is depressing, innit? So I don't want to get too depressed. I want to laugh at shit. And we will be laughing at stuff today. Hang on, let me just put the StreamYard in the right there. I actually want to go through and big up a couple of people, man. You know, I want to big up October Red. She's smashing it at the minute. I want to big up Jams Boxing. I want to big up all the usuals, neutral, like everybody like that. But like outworldly, yeah, October Red. I want to big up who else, man? He came on my show like earlier on my Twitter space. I can't remember. Murphy. Yeah, I want to big up him. And who else? There's loads of people that I want to big up actually, which will go through the night because I'll remember everybody. But now October Red has been smashing it. Um, he's so jokes, bro. Like she actually just cares about just the fighters and boxing and not about the clout and this and that. So yeah, man, I just want to big her up. Definitely, I want to big up people that, I don't know, people wouldn't really imagine me to big up. I want to big up Umar at Box Nation. He's doing very well. Shout out to him. And a shout out Shy from the 505 as well. Holy shit. Oh, my bad.
Yes, Rika. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
I'm good. What about you?
Well, welcome to my humble abode, young Dosh, or should I say Ariel Elweni's love child? I mean, no. I mean, should I say Mr. Article? Should I say Mr. Everything Boxing? You guys know who he really is. Well, you're as exciting as ever, Darshan. Fucking hell, I'm riveting at the muscles here, buddy. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Just big.
Yeah, you thought to come chill on the
There's
banter
an
and boxing
echo.
vibe.
I can't hear you properly.
You can't hear me. Wait, give me 1 second, mate. Nope. I sound fine. It's your shit setup. If you can, yep, that's it. And then get your ass back here because now we have banter and boxing exclusives properly, Darshan. I like the exclusives that you want to like say and stuff like that. Guys, we have fucking Darshan in here. Okay. You don't even understand. We have everything boxing. And now we can interact and be a family. I mean, interact and you guys can see him and he sees you and all that type of good stuff. But again, thank you guys so much for supporting me. As I've said today, we're gonna be doing a nice long space, man. Nice, no, it's not a space. Nice long. Basically, I needed some time to recover, and I had to sort a couple of things out. And I have so many fucking shows all the time. So, but this is my baby. Banter and boxing is my bubs. So, of course, he's back. Snap back to reality. Yup. There goes Rabbity. Choke. There goes Rabbity. No. Is there an echo? Echo. Echo.
Now it's good now.
Oh, good. How's writing for Yahoo and Ariel Elweni and all that type of stuff? First of all, fucking congratulations, bro. No trolling, no nothing. You deserve it. I told
Thank you.
everybody this little asshole was going to be the bane of my existence and that he was going to be one of the most successful people within boxing media. So again, guys, this is everything boxing. Okay, so you know, um, I'm gonna have some fun. Dashi, how
Yes.
the year's almost done, Dashi. Like, what's been your highlight of the year before we go into anything too juicy?
In terms of boxing, in terms of
Mm,
fights.
no, in terms of ballet, Darshan, keep up.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna say um uh,
Wait, should we
better
make
be a
it
B-ball.
spicy? Wait, we'll make it spicy. No Eddie Hearn cards.
Okay. Um, I really enjoyed Ford Kolmatov earlier in the year on a top rank show. That's Eddie and fighter, but I'll give me a little bit of a cheat code.
Okay, no matter what I say, you'll
No, have
revert
you
to
seen the
fucking
PBC
default.
card of the weekend? Did you watch the PBC
The
card of the
PBC
weekend
card.
with with Zoo and Marsaliev?
No, what happened?
Okay, that card was really good. And the first fight was a fight of the year contender. Third fight, massive upset. I'll say that show was very strong from beginning to finish.
Do you know what annoys me about you? You,
Yeah.
well, Josh and I allegedly, we might have each other's communication details, and Josh will come to me and he'll be like, "Rico, you don't understand the fucking landscape about boxing." I'll be like, "What?" And then he'll be like, "No, Rico." So numbers, 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 numbers. And
Yes.
then in the same breath, he'll say some fucking half-ass show that no one gives a shit about. And then he'll say, "Yep, there was a fight of contender on here, Rico, and this landscape, Rico." And I'm like, I'm just here for a good time. Um, okay. Taking back the Eddie Hearn cards. What's been your highlight of the year? I mean, Darshan, you are an accredited writer now. You are substantial in your own right. I use everything boxing for media access. We'll talk after. Sorry, not sorry. Does what's been your highlight?
So like any of the Riyadh season cards have all been super strong, especially Better Be a Bivol. That main event was very, very good. And there's a lot of action on
Who
the
did you think
undercard.
won that, by the way?
I had Bivol by a couple of rounds. I think when Beterbiev he throws and he hits the card and he gets a lot of credit for not actually landing clean, which I get it is still effective, but it's not clean punches. That's what I
I
think.
don't get it.
Bivol won that fight.
It's not clean. It's not
It's not
clean.
clean punches. A lot of those shots are hitting the guard, but he's still getting credit for them because he's a big puncher and there's this aura around him that he's so heavy-handed. But some of those shots for me don't actually land clean, and Bivol lands better, clean, effective, eye-catching punches.
Never won that fight. Like people can argue with themselves, but like just how people say Canelo lost the first Triple G fight, same shit there. The only thing is, I do actually believe that Bivol will. I believe that he's the next great superstar. To be honest with you, with you, Dashi, I'll ask you about a couple of people. Now, actually, no, Dashi, give me a juicy exclusive.
I'm not sure I can give you.
Oh yeah, we can't like do the mysterious thing anymore, can we? Fuck.
Uh,
I suppose there's pros and cons to this, innit? Really. Let's see where we go. Let's see where we go. With Ben Shalom, just absolutely just not giving a fuck about anything, Darshan. He's saying, "Come at me, bro." That's what you kids say. Come at me, bro. That's literally what he's saying right now. What's the highly likelihood of the Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yard fight actually happening within the summer? It looks to be a great summer next year, 2025. Darshan, would you want to disagree?
I expect that fight to happen early next year because I don't see anywhere else for them to go. Better be and Bivol are going to rematch. David Benavidez fighting Morel. There's nowhere else to go. So I think that fight happens. I'm not sure how big that fight is on pay-per-view, but it's a very, very good fight.
I think that fight is massive on pay per view. Some people are saying that
How
it
many
should be
buys do you
Wembley
think it
Arena.
has?
I say stay. It's
Stadium.
south.
I'm not sure about it.
It's south versus not south, but it's all in London. It's
Yeah.
something, Darshan, that you might not have been alive to see. A real derby. All right. Now it's. By the way, I'm not going to say who, but someone likes your comb over. Okay. I don't
Good.
have luxury anymore. Don't fucking judge me. Let's go to the Catterall. Let's go to the Catterall Prograis fight. I mean, he's the real lineal champion. He should have won. He was screwed. He was, some would say, pissed on Darshan, for lack of a better phrase. What? How do you see this fight? I see Prograis getting sparked in five. What's everything mostly about boxing have to say about this?
I think Catterall is more heavy-handed than he's given credit for, but he's not a good finisher. Like, even when he hurt Josh Taylor with the left hand, he hurt him and then he backed off. Hurt him and then backed off. So I think he'll hurt Prograis. He might even drop him. We saw Devin Haney drop him, but I'm not sure he's going to stop him. I think he's going to take a points decision because the difference between Catterall and Haney is that Haney has faster feet and Catterall has like the more trickier style. So the main thing Progress struggled with was Haney's footwork. He couldn't get in range and stay in range. I think with Catterall, it's easier to stay in range. So he'll have more success in this fight than he did against Haney, but I'm not sure he wins.
What do you think about Catterall's style? Some people say that it's not fan friendly.
I think it's dependent on the opponent to make it fun. Like, see, they'll talk about Sky Nicholson fights. It's on the opponent to put the pressure on them. It's not on Sky Nicholson or Jack Catterall to be exciting. It's on the opponents to make it hard enough for them so the fight is exciting.
What kind of weird fucking mathematical equation is that shit? So basically, if you have Sky and if you have her clone, kind of like in you play like Dragon Ball Z and shit like that, right? Like you go into training mode and you fight that shit. So like Sky versus Sky in training mode, no one wants to see that.
Yes. But if Sky fights someone really good, like let's say Serrano or Baumgartner, then it's a good fight because she's fighting someone that's good enough that can make it a good fight. Because Jack Catterall fights Liam Powell or Subriel Matias or Teofimo Lopez, it's going to be a good fight because he's fighting someone else that has the skills to put it on him and the skills to make it a good fight. But if he fights Wash Jorge Linares or Dara Foley, then it's not going to be an exciting watch.
I'm sure they bathe, Darshan. Just in regards to what you were saying there about, so basically a front forward fighter who has to do all the fucking work and make it exciting and hopefully try and massively chin them by one punch or twa. That's what you're saying. To make an
No, I'm
exciting
saying the
fight
front
from a
forward
matchroom fighter.
fighter.
I mean, from Sky Nickel. I mean, yep. Well,
I'm
just
saying the
we're
front
gonna
forward
bring in
fighter has.
somebody who understands the landscape of boxing a little bit more than you. We're bringing in Jamesy here. Jamesy, um, how do you say hello in Australian? Mate. Ah,
How are you? Is Darshan schooling you?
As always.
yes.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
it's
It's a
it's like
tough ask,
going.
isn't
It's
it,
like year.
Darshan?
It's like year 9 again, mate. So with Jamesy, glad to have you on the show, guys. And look how far we've come. Just look how far we've come. Get my exclusives anymore because Darshan's a pussy. But that doesn't matter. It's about what brings us together the most. We're talking about unexciting fighters that have to depend on exciting fighters to make them exciting. Darshan mentioned Sky Nicholson, mate. What do you have to say about that?
The fact that she's very good at what she does, is that what you mean?
That's not what I said. No. So I'll repeat it. Basically, Sky is just ah fucking
So
run over there. Come, okay.
so basically the premise of the matchup in terms of style
Ah,
matchup is the same. It's the same for many fighters. Okay, so you can say Devin Haney can fight Regis Prograis, and although it was a good matchup on paper, at the end of it, it was boring because Prograis couldn't
I,
get
I
there,
I I
and
didn't I didn't find it boring at all. I
it,
found it quite riveting.
it was very much like a Sky Nicholson fight, if you want to look at it like that.
That's
But
no,
but but but
that's
when Devin but when
you're a
Devin
dickhead. But
Haney
carry on.
but when Devin Haney fought Lomachenko because of his feet and skills, it became a very high level good watch. So it is about the matchups in general with anybody. So if you put someone who's a banger, but he's in somebody who's not at the level, and you just knock him out in one round, but even that gets boring after a while because it's like who's going to win. So so there is an element of that with Sky. I do think that she's very good at what she does. She's whereas some people can get drawn into like a fight, she won't do that. So she's happy within her own skin, and I think that the bad news is from a boring point of view, if you want to look at it that way, is that I think Raven was actually one of her tougher fights. So you're gonna see
No,
her,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
yeah, because of her feet, right? Raven's got decent feet and a reasonable head movement in comparison to like Diana Vargas or someone like that. So you're gonna see Sky fight Tiara Brown, where there's a lot of people going, "Oh, Tiara this, Tiara that." It's gonna be so one-sided. It's not even funny because she doesn't have the feet to get anywhere near her. So for her, it is about finding a matchup, but it's going to come where she goes up the weights. I think at 126. I'm not sure. Maybe Artingstall, once she gets a few fights, might give her a good fight, but I don't think that people will absolutely go bananas if I say this. I think that if she fights Serrano, it'll be very one-sided because Serrano's got very slow feet. If you stand in front of her, if Sky stands in front of Serrano, Serrano will stop her, but she's not going to do that, and she's got such a long wingspan. So I think for her, it's going to be when she moves up levels. Sorry, weights. Sorry.
Glad you corrected yourself there, Jamesy. I was about to call you an idiot. Darshan, you've heard what Jamesy said in terms of wingspan and National Geographic. I didn't understand a fucking word. Can you explain it to me in layman's terms without sounding
Darshan
like
will.
David Attenborough on crack?
Okay, so what James believes is that Sky Nicholson has long arms, so it's very difficult for someone to get near her unless they have good feet so they can close off the distance. And Raven Chapman has decent feet. The issue is with what her in that fight is that she didn't let her hands go because she was worried about getting countered. And that's
Yeah.
going to be the same for a lot of opponents. And the reason Sky Nicholson fights are maybe sometimes not exciting is because the
No,
opponent
wait,
let their hands.
wait.
It's going to be
All
broken
the
up
time, all the
sometimes.
time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Reasons Heineken fights might not be
All the all the
exciting.
all no,
It's because
they are all
her
the time.
opponents
Sorry.
don't want to let her hand go. Because if the opponent lets the hand go, they're gonna get countered. Look at Sky Nicholson fight punch stats. Ask yourself who lands more punches: the boring fighter or the opponent.
Yeah,
All
they
right, Mr. Neutral, both.
to make it more
Wait.
to
Sorry,
make
lads.
it
Sorry,
more exciting.
wait.
People
No, wait.
wanted
Hold
to
on.
hold the
I'm gonna have
feet.
to red card you and your mic there. Sorry, Mr. Neutral. Both of them are talking absolute fucking Scheisenhauer. We have you on the show here. Can you explain in just in terms of normality what the fuck they're trying to say? Like, well,
Well, first and foremost, big up banter and boxing. We've gone from spaces to YouTube, and you've brought the stars with you in Darshan and James, who
that's a
Oh,
lie.
how
have
nice
been.
of you, Steve Neutral. How are you,
Ha,
mate?
I'm brilliant, James, and don't listen to Rico. You're a handsome man, and Darshan, you're more dashing than I took you for. So this can only be a good thing. I happen to totally and utterly agree with both James and Darshan
Thank you,
that,
Neutral.
Sky Nicholson is the business. You've got to start accepting a certain reality in some fights, Rico. I love you, mate, but
I've accepted the reality. Do you want to know what the reality is? Can someone ask me? Oh, James, can you ask me? But can you go, yeah, Rico? Like really loud.
Rico,
No,
what's
actually,
the
no, normal
reality?
voice. You ruin it for me. It's not nice. So, what's the reality? The reality is that what Sky does is she does a very acute double jab to the facial or body area. Okay, so she might just get those two off, which she usually does. And then what she'll do, she'll fuck off that side over there beyond my TV and
but
whatever's beyond there.
it's the range. The wingspan is the range,
Oh, it's a long range. Like
and,
if you, I live
and the
on a mountain, so
radius
if you go
of
down and you
the
turn a
radius
left, and you can
around
go down.
Serrano that she can achieve, within a punching range. Serrano's got she's T-Rex compared to her with shorter
I will be
arms.
honest with you.
Yeah.
If somebody with quick feet,
Quick feet.
and who has pop, Jamesy's on my
Serrano
corner
would have to do like a sprint
Oh wait,
start
Padre.
to close the distance between her
Well, she's
and
not doing
Sky.
that, is she? I actually,
No,
in terms of
of course she's
understanding the
not.
landscape, Padre, I will have to say that Sky would probably beat her in terms of the quickness of feet in this game plan where she'll fuck off that side and then come back, fuck off that side, and then
If I
maybe
can
just
ask
maybe hit it.
Darshan and James a question, would
Yes.
Serrano fight in rather much the same manner as Raven Chapman did? Do they have that
I-
similar pressure style?
Yeah, I think that Serrano will have more difficulty than Raven because Raven's got better feet. See, look at some
Serrano's
of the
been in the
fight.
ring.
And look at the way Sky
I
dealt
know.
with Raven.
Yeah, so look at some of the fights that
Wasn't
recent
Raven like
times.
36 anyway?
So Serrano's not going to be bothered about getting countered, right? She had a fight with Eric, but look at some of the fights she's been in recently where she's had success at like a featherweight, right? So you've got Erica Cruz who's just going to stand there and bang with you, right?
Yeah.
And she took a lot of hammer in that fight herself. So who else? She fought Mahfoud. Mahfoud won rounds against Serrano. If you watch that fight, she won about 3 rounds.
She did.
So you've just got to be able to get there. And I just don't think that fight will happen because they know that. They know that Serrano's now 35. She wants whatever the big money fights are. And after the Katie Taylor kind of series is up, whether it's one more, whether it's 2 more, I don't think she'll go back to feather. But Nicholson will be the biggest fight at feather. But I think they know it's like, why do we want that fight? Why do we want to be chasing around? Why do we want to give this young girl who's going to fight like that a chance? They know. I know. So,
Depends on
there's
how many fights left there is in Serrano.
correct. I don't think there's that many because she's made a lot of money now. These couple of fights are going to be a lot of money. She's got a lot of business interests. She's managing now as well. I could see her maybe trying to do a Baumgardner fight. Maybe that's more would be. She'd rather fight Baumgardner than she would Nicholson, and rightly so. So, I just don't think the fight's going to happen. But I just think timing is everything, right? But Sky would always be a bad style for Serrano at any point in her career.
Can we just obviously we're on the women's division right now, and I feel so much lighter. There was people like you and Darshan, more so Darshan actually. I can't remember you, but you've annoyed me enough a couple of times, so you're there. Well, who's that bird that got punched up by Terry Harper?
Brianna Dixon.
And what were you say? Oh, Caroline Dubois. Okay, absolutely.
I'd never said that. I said that fight wouldn't happen, and I was right.
Who said that? That Dixon would beat Dubois? I never said that.
Jamesy.
Understand this. Rico, understand this. Most people think Caroline Dubois is a tremendous fighter, but the people that know what they're talking about know that it's very difficult for her to get the fights that she wants because of the promoter that she signed with that doesn't have the talent in her weight class.
Correct.
That's not a big
word. What I heard.
Have you processed that yet?
That's not what I heard that time.
Caroline Dubois is a very good fighter. I don't think that, and I think she would have beat Rhiannon Dixon. I just didn't think that the fight would happen.
Exactly.
I think Terry Harper, the way she fought against Dixon, is a harder fight for Dubois than Dixon is because she used her length. She used her size and reach a lot. She used her size and reach a lot and just focused on boxing. So that would be harder for Dubois than the Dixon fight. But again, that could happen because that's more likely that it could happen because if they make a big enough offer, Steffi Bull's the type of fella who will take whatever the biggest offer is on the table. However,
Harper's still on the contract with Matchroom, isn't she?
I believe so. But however, Terry Harper is a bigger draw than Caroline Dubois as well. So you've got to factor in how much money they're going to offer versus how much money would Matchroom offer.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. The hardest fight for Dubois, we all know, is Beatrice Ferreira.
The one fighter they won't mention. Dubois,
and they won't talk about her. But we understand
she'll
why.
Punch up Ferreira, she'll punch up Ferreira. She'll Ferrari, Mercedes, all of them, bro. Like, I don't know what you lot are talking about. Just very quickly, I'm going to shamelessly plug this little prick. I don't even know why I should, but go and follow Everything Boxing right now. All right, now, very proud of this guy. Okay, very, very quickly because he's actually been signed with somebody. I don't even know who the fuck that other guy was, but him. Mate, fucking how, mate? I mean, for fuck. Can you? Everyone knows, okay? Everyone's seen this, all right? Can you pin the aerial shit? So basically, he's doing articles, obviously for No Smoke, boxing. My brother's over there, and also for Ariel Elweni and Yahoo Sports and Uncrowned Combat. I'm not gonna follow them. No one's used Yahoo until like fucking all right, for fuck's sake. Okay, all right. Jesus Christ. So yes, I just want to say how proud I am of this young man because it's not every day that you become a writer or whatever he's trying to be. So yeah, man, I'm very proud of you, bro. Very proud of you.
I appreciate it.
That's all right. Now, why are you such a little cunt? Now, I've been trying to ask this for a long time, and you say things to me like, Rico, do you understand the landscape of boxing? And then James comes in, and I'm like, this is so Lord of the Rings. So I stay in the group chat, allegedly. With you both being here and speaking about women's boxing, would you agree that Clarissa Shields is the GOAT ahead of Katie Taylor?
No.
No chance. Rico,
No.
name me 3 Clarissa Shields opponents off the top of your head. Go on.
Savannah Marshall, Cruz. Who's that other chick that she just batted a second ago, bro?
Exactly.
2.5.
Nah, but I was there.
Okay, now ask
Thank you,
me to name 10
Padre.
Katie Taylor opponents. I can do
I
that.
don't fucking care what if you can name your grocery list. I never asked you
Fighting
fucking anything.
opponents that we
All I
know.
asked you, Darshan, all right, Mr. Yahoo, fucking this and that or what have you, is wait, why is my view so weird? It's you, Darshan. So yeah, I'm God now.
So the reality is simply for that reason. It's not down to her fault, Rico. She just doesn't have the opponents. So
not fighting people
that's all it is. Taylor's got multiple pound for pound fighters on her resume. Like it wins over Serrano, Cameron. Geez, the list goes on forever.
All right, this is not
Jonas.
Yes.
Cindy Serrano, like you got Menke, who's a world champion now. Like you go all day.
What did you say to me?
Christina, what's her name?
Shut the fuck up. You know which one? No, you know
No,
what you said.
It's a good win. That was her second weight.
Sharapova. Carabajal.
That's right. Don't mention no other names there. Pova, all that shit. Yeah, don't.
We haven't said the main one where she had 2 wars with her. What's her name? Pursoon, yeah. So she's a pound for pound fighter. So it's not because people will remember the fight.
Yeah.
And I think that Clarissa's got more notoriety recently with the Marshall win. But after that, there's not really much left, is there? But again, not her fault. I'm just that's what I would remember,
Padre, what do you remember? Do you believe that Clarissa the GOAT Shields is the GOAT? She has her own fucking biopic, and she's not. I think I'm older than her. She just does so much gloatingly. Like who, her, Katie Taylor.
Sorry, I thought you were going to carry on.
There's usually a monologue, isn't there, Stevie?
I thought he was quite animated. Well, look, interpretation, definition, quote, call it what you like. It's self-proclaimed. It's very, very rarely heralded.
Okay.
But a lot of her fans and a lot of people who go by titles and accolades will argue the point that she is on paper. But to the all-seeing eye, which is your own experience in boxing over the years, it's up to you to determine who is the GOAT. I've seen female boxing since Jane Couch. Nobody mentions Jane Couch. Who's the American lassie? Virginia Woolf, was it? Not Virginia Woolf. Ann Wolf.
Janet Patio.
And they're making a movie about that Christy Martin, isn't it?
Yeah. So GOAT definition is down to the individual rather than it should be down to the collective. She's proclaimed that title for herself from a market point of view. Um, you know, but again, I always reserve that right to, you know, retain to myself who the GOAT is.
So if you look at, to be honest, if you look at Clarissa Shields' resume on BoxRec, like she's beat Hermans, who's done well lately. Got cleaned out by Marshall though, but she's got wins over Christina Hammer. That's a good win. Habazin, Marie Eve Decker. They're actually good wins, but they're just not really like high profile wins. Do you know what I
Signature
mean?
wins.
Yeah, signature wins. Like,
What is a signature win? We don't
I
know
think
yet. It's got to be
what is
Savannah.
his Savannah's I would say Savannah was a signature win because
Yeah.
it was the highest profile. It was well built. It was a rivalry. It had all those elements that you know give you that notoriety and
And what's
profile.
ironic is the fans that ridiculed Savannah after that fight will be the same fans that say that's Caresa's best win. That's Caresa's, you know, Shields is the marker.
I would say that's her best
Sorry,
one as well.
Savannah was the marker. Yeah. They're fickle at the end
Just
of the
really,
day.
really quickly. Sorry, guys. My bad. We're going to be doing a lot of plugs. Pause this evening. Just real quick. If you go over to my lovely over there, the 505 Shy, we've been building this up incredibly. She's going to be doing a watch along on Saturday with fighting words. So I'll put this little bad boy because I feel like we're going to have quite a number of people roll through. I can see lots of people rolling through already. So yeah, guys, make sure you click notify me for that one there. That's the fighting words with the fighting words with the 505.
They got
watch
Rob
along.
and the guys at Fighting Words 505, the watch party queen, of course, and yeah, plug into that. That's tremendous stuff.
Big up to them. I myself shall be doing a little bit of a watch along party. So the battle of the
Compare into
bands. No, I'm joking.
comparison, my son.
Oh mate, I'm not even pretty. Like fucking, it's not even good. We got Trill Dollar Bill in the building. Big up Trill Dollar Bill in
Yeah,
the building. I'm gonna be putting the streaming on back in again. Like I said, guys, we're gonna be doing a very, very lovely long discussion about boxing and the landscape of boxing. So if you want to be like me and James and everybody else possibly here, and you want to understand the landscape of boxing and be landscaping boxingly, just come fuck with us, bro. Now, gentlemen, let's go on to some serious.
Your little rant.
He always does this all the time. What's the new topic, Rico? Let's get rid of the monologues, lad.
Yeah, fuck. So the monologues being, you guys just go to the fucking that way. The topic being, Jamesy, the Matchroom v Queensberry. 5v5. Now, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua versus post Virginity Dubois is looking to headline the bill, I believe, on February. Darshan, your father, is obviously ecstatic about this. His dad being Eddie Hearn, no handouts or anything like that. Like I said, everything boxing. Jamesy, are you excited? We'll go with you, Jamesy, because you just have so much to say. Are you excited? I mean, the 5v5, Eddie has an opportunity to get this back in, I wouldn't say blood, but in gentlemanly sport. Darshan is obviously it's his first time out the fucking basement. That's why we're allowed to talk about it. Are you excited, Jamesy? Is it me? Not me.
must be a delay.
Oh, you know what? That sounds so much fucking better, you lot. Oh, wait, can we just take can we take a moment of silence?
Oh, is that right,
Oh,
Jamesy? All
mate.
right, very good.
Oh, mate, this is fucking amazing. Okay, all right. Oh, mate, okay, I know what it's like not to have the demons in my head now.
Sorry, were you
Darshan,
talking to me? Hello, were you talking to me?
Yes, he
Sorry,
was, Jamesy.
Sorry, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I just had a business call. Sorry, 2 seconds. What were you saying? The 5v5 Joshua. I've heard that Joshua versus Dubois is not happening. So there's a few rumors of that going around. That maybe they've had second thoughts.
Well, I reckon your fucking sources are shit, mate. So I reckon mine are 100.
Okay, go. All right. So what was who do I think's going to win? What are the other fights on there?
No, James.
Is there a
Jamesy,
venue booked and a date?
No, there's not. No, the venue is the incredible Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Riyadh.
What date?
February the 22nd.
Well, I don't know.
Thank you, Darshan.
February 22nd.
Yeah, we got some proper boxing knowledgeable people here, and Rico.
There's also some rumors of
I'm sorry, Darshan. Your tongue was up your own fucking asshole there. I didn't hear you for a second. What was that? February what?
February the 22nd.
Yeah, there's also a lot of rumors of other fights outside of the 5v5, so
yeah.
I'm not sure what the format's going to be. From what I'm hearing.
What would you like the format to be, James? Jamesy, you are just a boxing landscape fucking foundation landscaper.
It's called reading articles, mate. It's called reading articles. You want to try it? A lot of these people on the boxing YouTube don't.
If you want to read articles, then obviously go to yahoo.com and see my stuff.
No, so the original 5v5 the original 5v5 was supposed to have Beterbiev Bivol as a headline and then the 5v5 underneath. So it looks like if there is a 5v5, it's going to have other fights on the card.
And that rather much it relies on Beterbiev and Bivol and the IBF.
So it won't be Beterbiev and Bivol for this one, but there are fights like Bakoli Kabayel rumored. What's the other one?
You got Zhang Parker too.
Zhang Parker too, yeah.
You got Shiraz against Johnny Beck, maybe Eubank against Ben.
So none of those are
on the same card.
Yeah.
See,
mate, that is just that's what fucking.
Is there any anger amongst the media and fans that so many sort of headline UK domestic headliners are being taken away from to Riyadh?
I mean, that's
not really. I don't think anyone gives a shit. And Padre, it's pronounced anger.
I think Eubank Ben would ideally be in the UK because it is a big fight. Some of the other ones, like the likes of the Bakoli, Kabayel type fights, they're the type of fights that we would never get. We just wouldn't get made.
But
so those kind
I'm
of
talking
fights
about headline fights in the respective countries, especially us and now the US. The US and especially what Bob Arum has said recently.
I want to see Brian Norman Jr. man. I want to see Brian Norman Jr. come back.
So if what Bob Arum is saying is true, which is basically that Turkey's had a bit of heat over doing the shows outside of Riyadh season and outside of Riyadh, and they're going to go back to Riyadh season only. That's going to that's going to reduce the amount of shows that Riyadh season do, and that's going to force people, because there's just not going to be enough slots for people to wait around. So that's going to mean that the UK promoters, for example, are going to have to start putting these shows back on in the UK. So
I see.
Bob Arum is high as fuck right now. Like, what are you?
Is that going to create another season though in itself outside of Riyadh season, where the UK promoters
yes, Padre,
they're gonna stuff that particular section of the calendar with top fights?
Yes, it's called it's not Riyadh season. It's it was another season that somebody told me that was supposed to be before the season for this last Riyadh season.
I think that just means a normal boxing schedule, to be fair. I'm not sure what
No, it doesn't mean no, it
I don't think we'd be calling it.
It
You
means
know,
that
like
there's a Riyadh
like
season
in the
and there's another
fashion that
season
cricket
after Riyadh
does. You know,
season.
you got the English cricket season, and then you got the off season where they go to India and South Africa and wherever.
I know
think
what you mean.
that's called a normal cricket
I don't
season
think
according
it'll
to
work
James.
like that. I don't think it'll work like that, Neutral, because there's just not going to be enough dates in Riyadh season to close off the whole period. So what will
No, that's
happen
not
is
true.
the broadcasters and promoters will know that there'll be
Yeah.
about 4 or 5 shows that they can't within that period that they can't go, and they've got to go in and around it, which is what they're doing now. They're not going to do enough where I know what you're saying. If they, let's say, for example, they did 3 shows a month in a 3-month window, then you'd probably be right to suggest what you're saying. But I don't
Yeah.
think that's going to happen from what's being said. I don't think that's going to happen.
Because we know
But
Darshan, they got shows in planned for February and March.
From
Is
February,
that
yes.
and
March,
January?
I'm not so sure.
Was
No,
there no January show?
no, there's no January. March, I'm not so sure. It's unlikely, but yes, there's a show in February.
When does
so
when does it? Sorry, excuse me, James. When does
no,
it
go you, man.
continue after
No
Ramadan?
problem. What the fuck?
It doesn't.
So apparently, Riyadh season ends in May. I saw that
Ends
yesterday.
in May, right?
Apparently, yeah.
That would explain that would explain that date then. So Riyadh season 25 will run from February to May,
No, run from October to May.
October
goes-
to May.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
24,
of course.
25. It always
Yeah.
goes over 2 years.
So
right?
that's 7 months.
Yeah.
So then the other 5 months is going to create a vacuum that everything has to go back to domestic scenery. And for me, the top promoters around the world, like, you know, for instance, in America, PBC and Top Rank and Golden Boy would be under serious pressure to start putting on more shows, more cards.
Not really, because Golden Boy have a partnership
are
with
they going
Riyadh
to wait
season.
for Riyadh season? That's
Oh
that's
no,
the
because it's not
alternative.
Riyadh season is coming to an end. There's another season. Darshan, tell him the other season.
Summer.
Sanmat.
Okay, can you do it without being such a little jackass? No?
No.
Okay.
Also,
So I'm gonna have to
sorry.
fucking Google this thing right now. I'm gonna have to hold Turkey's
So the
hand.
interesting around the scenario, Neutral, based on like what you're saying there, it is
Yeah.
interesting because if they do pull back, the likes of like let's
Season
use for example Boxer,
after
they
Riyadh
Sky seem to have pulled
season.
back a lot on the dates, right?
Yeah.
So they've put out a lot of fighters on these Riyadh season cards, but they don't have anyone out in December. They could potentially have someone out in February or 1 or 2 out in February. So then they've got a lot of fighters that they're not getting out. Now,
Dirya season is Dirya season.
The top rank are pretty much nailed on to be moving away from ESPN. That's from multiple people within Top Rank have said that. So where are they going and what dates are they going to have? So there's going to become what it's going to do is people involved in Saudi are in a strong position, but also the same people outside of Saudi are still in a strong position, and I think that's obviously Matchroom because of the shows they do either side of the water, as it were. There's strong rumours of Frank going to the zone next year. I think his deal runs out in May. So I think that's almost the signings that they're doing at the moment, to me, just almost confirm it with some of these international signings anyway. So they'll be in a strong position. But some of the other guys may not be
What about
in
Ben
quite
Shalom?
strong position. I've just said that, if you were listening.
I wasn't. I will be honest. I wasn't. Can you go back to the shit that I would listen
That's why
to?
you don't understand the landscape of boxing. So what I said was,
fucking bitch. Okay.
So you did beat me on the picks this week, so I'll give you that.
I know. I
So-
did. Yeah, you fucking.
I said that as soon as
pussy.
it came through.
Sorry, my bad.
So what I will say is what has been very noticeable with Sky is that they've pulled back on dates dramatically in the last half. Okay, so Boxer have also started getting some, significant fighters on the Riyadh season shows. Ben Shalom has also come out and said for the first time about developing fighters off TV.
Yeah.
So you join the dots together there. there's a bit of uncertainty around that. So reduction in Riyadh season shows, I don't think does them any favors because they're making good money on their fighters on those shows, and it's giving them more activity because I think Sky are either reducing dates or rejecting shows that aren't of a certain level because they're saying, well, that's not going to do anything for us. Now they're pushing back. Because to
But
have
would that format be then pressuring domestic promoters back to terrestrial television like Channel 5?
they don't have the budgets though, do they? So it could
But
do.
it's going to be an off season though. So if see the likes of ESPN and Sky Sports drop out, who's going to be televising these fights?
There's going to be a lot of stuff on the zone.
Yeah.
Wasserman have got their Channel 5 deal, but they don't get big budgets for that. I mean, look at the cards they put
Yeah,
on. They're all
I'm just
fucking
wondering for 5 months of the season of the year, off season of Riyadh season, where's the fights?
I don't look at it like that, neutral. To be honest, it's just about a yearly schedule with a few Riyadh season shows dotted in there. I don't look
That's
at
what
it
I'm
like that.
saying. It's just going to be for the Riyadh season cards and Prime. Well, now and then, and
But
you'll get
so
the odd Channel 5 show. I just wonder who's going to be platforming a lot of these other promoters. Rico's
gonna be-
laughing. Maybe you know something.
No, but we're saying that the Zone are going to be doing a lot of shows, and I think they're going to have Frank and they're going to have Eddie. So obviously, the Zone are going to have a lot of activity. Matchroom do 30+ shows a year. It's more than anybody else. So I don't know why that would change.
Well, the umbrella's complete.
Wow.
Do you know what? In the words of Stevie Jamesy,
it all remains to be seen.
Wait, Jamesy, wait, hang on.
See, I'll lead you
Jamesy,
there.
Wait.
I'll lead you down to saying that
you seem like an Eddie Hearn.
Have got them
what do you
Not them all because we
where
don't
they
know
want them.
We don't know where Sky is, but I think there's a good chance. These are all just rumours, mate.
Sky can't compete with the Zone at the end of the day. They can't do it. They're just going to end up as a de facto platform.
They don't want to because it's like they can put the football on and it just does completely different types of numbers. And
there's no money in boxing for them.
Don't forget when Matchroom were on Sky, it was all on Sky Sports. They didn't put as much money behind it. Blah 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 blah. As soon as Ben has gone on there, they've done everything they can. They've spent a lot of money on the Olympians. They've opened up all the channels, so fights are on a whole totally different. Like if you want to watch the boxing, you don't need Sky Sports. So they've completely changed the way they do it to boost it.
Exactly.
But it's like, how long do they want to do that for? And what we're seeing
Not
now
long.
is
they're a premium channel. They won't be treated like that in boxing.
It doesn't look like, and I could be wrong. Just looking at what we see, it doesn't look like they're all that happy. But I get that, Dash, and I know you're going to say that. But look, they did Shelley Simpson in August the 3rd. They're doing Azim O'Hara Davis on October the fucking 19th, and they don't have another show scheduled. Rumor is it's in December for Natasha.
I think you're being a bit fucking harsh here, Dash. I think you're being a bit tough on him. To be fair.
What did I say?
Nothing.
So they're gonna go with Jonas Habazin for the last show of the year, which will be 3 months from the last half.
That's happening in December in Liverpool.
Hey, it doesn't bode well, does it?
Hell yeah, I'll be there.
It's not a big fight though, is it? I mean,
any Jonas fight is a big fight.
Not against Havana Habazin, mate. Come on.
Is in Liverpool, mate.
I like mate. Liverpool's
Jamesy. You don't believe in magic, do you? You seem like a child who knows that Santa Claus isn't real at one.
Kind of magic.
I don't know who else.
He doesn't even know you. You don't even know, no, bro. Just for fun.
Wait, what?
What else?
All right, we're gonna go on some.
Show?
I didn't hear you.
Do you know who else is going to be on that Liverpool show for neutral? He'll be going.
I got subtitles here somewhere.
Lauren Price could be on that card. Apparently, Adam Azim could also be on that show, and a few others. Maybe Caroline Dubois. Maybe Cara starting so.
Yeah, you look. Can
I want to
I
see Adam Azim and Jack Rafferty.
I want to see Adam Azim and
he'll
Regis
be with
Prograis.
Frank now, won't he? He'll be with Frank now, I reckon. Jack Rafferty.
He is with Frank.
I'd like to see Adam.
They're more likely to make Pierce O'Leary, I'd say.
Okay,
no, hang on. What weight is he? Is that the right? What is he? 140? Yeah.
Super light, yeah.
And so is Pierce O'Leary, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I could see more likely to make that fight, I would imagine.
Yeah, but what's Pierce O'Leary got?
Exactly.
Adam Azim is now British and European champion. You got Jack Rafferty.
European champion.
Sorry,
Adam
former.
Azim doesn't.
I think Adam Azim is fringe world level after that O'Hara
What's he got
defeat.
now,
Darshan?
What belt?
What belt does who have?
Adam Azim.
The international WBC silver.
Was
right.
So
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Jack Rafferty's got that. He's got the Intercontinental.
I don't think Azim.
He's not ranked in any governing body in the world.
This is what I keep saying to people who understand.
What, he's not ranked at all.
Ben
he's
not
being
ranked.
maneuvered well. Like they've not done a good job with that.
What boxer do is try and
they said they asked for the sanctioning fees. He said fuck off.
So what boxers do is they try and line up big domestic fights, which we understand, but they don't. There's only so many of them.
You drop them. That's right.
And there's only
That's
so many
clever from boxer though, because if you don't.
What happens after that?
Wait, hold on, Jamesy. Hold on.
That Dalton Smith needs Adam Azim. Dalton Smith sells more tickets. He's ranked number 3 in the WBC. He's got the WBC silver title. He won the British outright, and he's about to fight for the European. He's streets ahead of Adam Azim because of the way they've moved him. It doesn't have a ranking. So once he's fighting O'Hara Davis, who's he going to fight now? That people care about. Harlem Eubank.
I mean, this might be I was just about to say this might be a gateway to the Harlem Eubank fight.
But the Harlem Eubank. So you're missing the fight. You're missing the point.
It's Harlem Eubank.
The Harlem Eubank is not a gateway to anything either.
Thank you.
Because he doesn't have a ranking either. He's not Chris
Eubank. Is this just like
there's no
a mini cash fight? Is it?
Yes.
And you're missing one other key point. If the Harlem Eubank fight happens, it'll be at a catchweight, so it's not going to affect his 140 rankings anyway.
Grief.
So when he was fighting the likes of, when he won
I
the
just see more
European
chess
title,
moves from Ben Shalom. I don't know.
So
is he going to turn into Chris Eubank Jr.? That's what I get that feeling.
Well, I think he's talented. So
you mean successful?
No. So when he fought for the European
can I get
title,
Darshan, I want
you to say that. Shit, I shouldn't have said that. I'm really apologize to the.
I'm sorry, I had to mute you guys. Darshan, can I get a 3-time?
3-time idea. That's good.
You can do your comb over while you do it. Just 3-time.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, you are fucking no fun at all. All right, I'll mute you lot.
Entitled, she should have just vacated it.
Oh, James, you were speaking the whole time. We were listening.
I didn't realize I was muted, you bastard.
No, you weren't.
I got the last 5 words.
So, in my opinion,
I got the whole sentence.
No, forget it. I give up.
No, wait, no, don't do that, Jamesy. No, Jamesy, no, please.
There's no hope.
Jamesy, Jamesy, I swear on everything righteous, I listened.
No, I don't care.
That's not nice, isn't it? Especially when I'm listening.
I don't care. I'll say it one more time. So what they should have done is after they won the European title, I'm looking to see if I'm muted here.
You're not muted, mate.
They should have just vacated the European title and tried to get a ranking. Okay. What you'll notice with Matchroom is they'll get loads of shit for putting on a fight with like a WBA Intercontinental. But what they do is they immediately get them ranked. And they get them ranked in the WBA. There's a strategy. They get them ranked in the WBA first. and then as they get into one ranking, they start getting them ranked across the others.
Yeah.
So they start moving up automatically. So
Right.
you can look at all the fight, like Andy
It's not
Cruz.
shady. It's quite,
had, it's what you do.
entrepreneurial. It's what you
but
do.
like people go these trinket belts, but the sanctioning bodies want you to fight for them to get ranking.
Yeah.
What the fuck
They
did
want
you
the
say? Did you say
3%.
Sankashine?
They want the 3%.
Yeah, they do, but you have to play the game. That's what they do. So obviously Ben hasn't wanted to do that, but Adam Azim is not where he should be. Andy Cruz has had 4 fights. He's like ranked number 4 with the WBA because the way they move them. Now that's okay when you're lining up a domestic fight. That's what I'm saying. But outside of that, there's only so many of them you can do.
Right. Well, James Darshan, what do you
Yes.
make of the WBC's latest move in their rankings by making Lawrence Okoli number 5? Can you explain the motive for that, and what possible fight are we looking at next?
You
for
don't need
Okoli?
to, because I'll put it up on the Superior-tron. Give me 2 fucking ticks of a second.
So the
Well,
motive behind it.
let's see if the boys can second guess you then, Rico. On you go.
So here's a motive. The motive is they've given value to the Bridgerweight title because he is a vacating Bridgerweight champion. So
Right.
they've given him a high ranking in the heavyweight. So if you see that, you go, well, you know what? I want to get into heavyweight. I want to move into heavyweight. But
Test case scenario.
if I win a Bridgerweight title and then vacate, I'm now fat. I've jumped 1 million people there trying to get rankings.
Yeah.
And gone in by beating. Who's he beating for that? Fucking Rosansky. So that is actually the smartest move he's done. Is fight for that title, then vacate, because that's why his ranking's so high.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
In terms of potential fights, I mean, with Riyadh, I imagine he'll be involved with Frank and Riyadh season. So Fabio Wardley, maybe.
Oh, yes, please.
Joe Joyce. I mean,
no
all
thanks.
Of these
that's a boring fight.
You know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, any of those Frank Warren fighters, I would say, are probably potential fights.
So why it begs the question? It begs the question then. If Deontay Wilder wanted to get back up them rankings, why did he duck Lawrence Okoli?
Because Lawrence will absolutely punch him up.
No, that's an absolute goddamn lie.
Who knows where Deontay Wilder's at right now?
Padre, I'm so sure that Lawrence mashes work on this guy, Padre. I'm willing to bet organs.
He hasn't got a skill set for that.
I mean, he's just been absolutely poleaxed by Zhang. He had so much taken out of him by Fury. Who knows where he's at? I wouldn't be surprised.
Shall we go through some educational purposes? Now, I just happen to have.
Yeah, but somebody else must be leading that, not you. Oh, am I muted?
Anybody but the fucking.
Did you hear that?
No.
Did you hear that? Oh.
Okay, educational purposes. Darshan, give me a juicy, spicy rumor, Darshan. You and that comb over aren't here for no fucking reason, mate. Mm-hmm. What were we educating again? Which fight?
Oh, fucking hell. Some education. You don't even know what you're educating us on.
Harsh. And actually true. But dickhead all the same. What were we doing? Oh, yeah, go to Coley. That's right.
Lawrence.
Go Coley.
Where are we going?
You know what? When I type Goat Coley, his fight actually
this is what I mean, James. He's been calling him Goat Coley for time.
I wish I was a little bit baller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a go with it.
And them doing the WBC doing that is just feeding this man's,
I wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a
Coley goatness.
I wish I
There's
was
another perfect example. Lawrence Okoli, so much going on around him signing for Boxer. He's had 2 fights, done a domestic fight, and got rid of him now.
Also,
Yeah,
there is no
that's how
audio.
good he
This is
is.
purely for educational purposes while I educate this fake fucking Australian man-eating turtle. Big man things out here. Look at this rude boy. Bomba rotted. Way. All right. You man can see this. You can see this?
I
You can
can
see
see
right in
I
the corner
can
somewhere there.
see who he's fighting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All
This
right.
is
And there's
against.
now one thing that what I want to because I'm Darshan he's with Ariel and
Lansky's
he doesn't
best
give
win is
he
Alan
doesn't
Babbage.
okay thank you Jamesy thank you Darshan doesn't give a fuck about the young talent coming through anymore. Darshan is okay. Darshan, you don't have to nod. I can see you. This guy Darshan doesn't give a fuck about you, but I do. And this is what we need. We need more young, great, or old, or whatever you are in life, and you want to do things in boxing media, come and see me. BanterNBoxing Rico. I might have an annoying scouser who pretends to be an Australian, but who hasn't? All right. Let's go. Now, important lesson. I'm going to widen this bitch just a little. Yep. Branding. Okay. Now, let's just zoom the fuck in here. Okay. Yep. Now, branding. All right. Let's go there. Yeah, that's cool. Branding. Okay. Excessive, but it works, innit? You know, just if that was an OnlyFans.
That's a Polish
bread.
thing. They do that in Poland.
You've never been to Poland, mate, have you?
No, but I've watched Poland fighters.
I'm sure you have.
Yes,
so you don't know what's going on over there.
so European.
Anyway, yeah, Padre, don't help him. So obviously, Goat Coley, he's just doing Goat Coley things. Just right there, moving through the clinch.
But
We're not clinching
right,
today,
can
baby.
you see his
Right
opponent?
there.
It's a slim down butterbean,
Right?
right?
Okay.
You know, Rzansky is he just come out of an underground car park fight 24 hours before.
Two-weight world champion. Let's just.
And he made Lawrence Okoli look good.
So he's obviously
Goat
done
Coley.
some work. He's obviously done some work with Gallagher about trying to keep his distance, right? But it's so early in the fight and he's come under no adversity. So what we need to see is him against a proper heavyweight.
Look at the target, right?
Well, technically,
He
Jamesy,
stood
if this
there
Bridgerweight
with
wasn't a
zero
division,
footwork.
he would be heavyweight.
Let's break down this fight. Run
And
it
if it
through
was
now.
the heavyweight division, Rzansky would be number 400.
There we go. Straight
There
to
you
the body.
go.
Great work there
Look
from
at
Goat Coley.
Rzansky.
Great work from
He's
Goat Coley. 1, 2,
zero
and
head
again,
movement.
and again. A little bit into distance. Oh my God.
And he walked into that. He walked into that as zero
Let's
defense.
360 that motherfucker right now. Hold on. Let's just. Whoa. Okay. All right.
Missed.
Rzansky
Haymaker.
he thinks he's big. He thinks he's out here. Okay.
He resets. Look at
Oh,
Rzansky. He's on the wrong leg.
Hold on.
Watch when he goes to he's on the wrong leg.
I'm not coming in. I'm coming back. Hold on. Advertisement.
Bang.
Boom.
There you go. He's on his right leg. He walks into it.
And that's what's up. Now,
And
we're gonna go
I'm not
back
being funny, but you know, if he was to meet a top 20 in the just the WBC rankings alone, he'd be in big trouble.
It's going to be interesting to see because we know what is if he feels under pressure. When he feels he's under pressure, we've seen what his default is. His default is to start holding excessively. In that fight, he's done a lot of work with the new trainer to try and keep his distance, but he's not really fighting anybody. So against the heavyweights, it's going to be a different thing. But it's going to be interesting to see because he's still going to be able to punch a heavyweight. He's going to be a big puncher still.
I mean, the fact that Lawrence Okoli is 10 levels above Deontay Wilder, I reckon that's about right. You know what it is? Luis Ortiz is above Wilder.
Yeah, but the WBC is like, whatever,
I love him.
Whatever the PBC wants.
I think Andy Ruiz at 16 is a bit harsh.
No, that's about right. I think Miller should be above him.
I think that Miller won that last fight.
He didn't lose, but it was,
he definitely won that last fight.
I think that with Andy Ruiz, his inactivity is a big reason for that. Because
Yeah, probably. Considering he was WBC mandatory to
Wilder, yeah.
yeah, and Fury.
Yeah, so again, bag fumbling. These lot are fucking idiots, bro. Like, what's in the water in America, bro? Like, what are they? Are they? Is it in a contract? You have to just say, "All right, we're gonna offer you substantial amounts of money, but say no." But
I
why?
think they wanted
Shut the fuck up, Jamesy. You have a theory?
on well, it's just Americans are waiting for the bag on certain fights. So
Yeah, but I mean, no, but Jamesy, that theory is fucking. It's gone now because they wait for the bag.
Oh, they're completely B-sides now.
And then the bag is there, and then they say,
well,
"No, I can
Ruiz and
earn this
Wilder
bag
could
in 3 fights." That's what they say.
Ruiz
So they're mathematics. I blame the American education system.
Oh. I don't know where you go with that one.
Yeah, but it's not the boxers, it's the managers, it's the promoters.
Oh yeah,
who are,
Padre.
you know,
Actually, I have a
highly
bone to pick
educated.
with you,
Yeah.
Padre.
Well, they
Yeah,
couldn't
let's
agree.
pick. Let's
They wouldn't
wait.
agree a split.
Yeah, wait,
Ruiz and
wait.
Wilder.
Did you say split?
I
Okay.
did.
We'll go through that another day. I'll never forget this, by the way, Jamesy. You, Padre, you were saying to me about a split earlier.
That's your hard work, Rico. Fucking hell.
I'm not. I am. You should try and be be a authority figure.
I don't want to be.
I know, mate. They don't either. Now with this split, Padre, with Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, let's ask somebody completely impartial and who I believe has one of the best comb-overs I could ever hope to imagine. Darshan.
What?
You spent the whole show
what YouTube
insulting him, traumatizing him, and now you count on Darshan as your backup man in an argument about Brian Norman Jr.
This is the only YouTube live today that's going to mention Brian Norman fucking Jr. Like, who the fuck?
Did you hear that, Padre?
Did
you, James? You spin that shit again. Say that slowly, but like aggressive.
I'm not talking about Brian Norman Jr. the boxer. I'm talking about Brian Norman Jr. the businessman.
He's not a businessman.
Both are equally okay. Darshan.
How is he a businessman? He's just took less money and then pulled out of a fight, so he's going to be out for most of the rest of the year.
Yeah, but what you don't know, James, is, or maybe you do know, but you're just not throwing it into the pot, is that if he had took that fight with Boots Ennis, it would not have been a unified fight, as the IBF would have stripped Boots for not taking his mandatory.
Wait, can I say something? Can I say something?
September,
okay,
he was to be stripped, and in fact, they had a day's notice. They were given an extension by the IBF, and when the Brian Norman offer was no longer being talked about, they had to take the mandatory with.
Okay.
I
understand. Wait, Jamesy.
I'm talking about
right now. What I'm talking about with Brian Norman Jr. Why take 600K when he clears 600K after paying off his 30% to Top Rank, after paying his trainer manager, blah blah blah, all your expenses, 600K just to lose, when he can take 400K in his first mandatory defense. Then, if he wins that, which he should do, because the risk factor is, extremely cut from 100% loss to Boots to a 10-20% loss factor, and then after that, he can go for any unification he wants as WBO champion and command the 1.5 million, 2 million through Top Rank. He'll get the kudos for that.
Top Rank are not paying him $2 million to fight anybody. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it depends who wants to negotiate for. You're saying it's what kind of fight? I'm saying it's a unification fight at 147. Who are the other champions?
Who's negotiating that? Stalin. Like, I don't understand.
Who's putting bums on seats for
Top
that?
Rank wouldn't invest in Brian Norman Jr. for these amount of years if they didn't have plans for him.
They don't have any plans for him.
When
at
Eddie
all.
Hunt come to Brian Norman Jr.'s team, and they said, "Yeah, here's an offer," Top Rank are just saying to him, "Well, go and talk to them, but don't forget, I want my 30%." And they're not going to sit back and not do nothing and get a penny out of them. No, they're going to enforce that contract if it was accepted.
It's 20%.
You will not say out of your mouth that they are stupid for saying no to that fight, will you?
I don't think top.
I think it was the most
I'm not talking to you,
commonsensical
James. I'm
thing in
talking to
boxing
you.
I've seen in a while.
I think
He's been a champion 3 weeks, and he's getting pressured in by Matchroom and Eddie Hunt for a boots tennis fight. He's,
give the belt to somebody else who has
100%
balls.
he's going to lose.
But Stevie Day said they can win the fight, and they said they wanted the fight.
This is my point exactly. Like, what
That's
are we
fine.
talking about here?
But they're talking about money now.
If what you're saying is true, I agree with you. If they think they can't win, and it's 100% a loss, then they
it wasn't until September the 1st, and I know this because I talked to Brian about this. It wasn't until September the 1st that he knew about the IBF mandatory, and it's only then that
management. Then
it was only then that the penny dropped of what Matchroom were doing. Because they knew Butch was going to get stripped of the IBF if he took that fight. So that would have been a voluntary defense of his WBO title.
Gosh, I brought somebody to fucking say this. Oh, where is he? Fuck.
He knows I'm right. He's pissed off.
He's not. He was just about to stop you.
I'm only joking.
No,
it's not.
No, Matchroom didn't want the mandatory because it's a shit fight no one wants, right?
Well, they got it now anyway.
Well, they had no choice yet, so that's why they've done the double header with BAM.
Right? Your guy said no to life-changing money,
you're
bro.
telling me, James, that Brian Norman Jr. for that fight to get that WBO belt wasn't worth another 300,000?
No.
Oh, then I
mean,
don't
they
know.
offered 1.7 mil. It's not.
Yeah, by the time the 30% or 20% took a great. And besides that, because of that threshold, he would have got taxed higher.
Yeah. Well, no one talks. Mate, don't fall into the trap of talking about taxes and stuff. Every fight.
No, it's not that. I understand the implications of the loss, the defeat. Brian Norman would have to spend another 2 years getting back up to the position that he was in.
My honest opinion, Neutral, is like that fight was never really going to happen, and Brian's still young, and he doesn't really have the profile. Okay, so I understand why they didn't take the fight. I think his dad did a lot of talking.
Absolutely, as all the dads do these days.
It made it sound like they wanted it and think they could win when really they didn't. And it wasn't.
And that's why I will troll them.
And that I totally understand. He's only 22.
And that's why they get this. That's why they get
sort of point of view. I understand that completely. I really do.
But I don't think that Brian Norman is going to be getting any offers more lucrative at the moment.
We might not hear from you again.
But the risk factor is
the Boots fight is the biggest fight for him at this moment, but that doesn't mean to say he isn't going to just do his own thing for a few years. He's only 22. But I don't think there's a bigger fight at welterweight at the moment.
No. But there will be in 2026.
Eddie, the fight can happen. Just give us 2 million. You're cashing out on a 22-year-old. You fucking
but what about all the talk of Burt saying he wants to fight Crawford at 154? He wants to move up. Is there no, where's the harsh rhetoric for his side of things? And then, he goes on an interview, he goes, "Oh, no, I want a uniform. I want to become undisputed now." Knowing that he's an IBF champion, knowing that he had a mandatory coming up, and he didn't want to do it. That's why he wanted to jump to 154, thinking that his profile could get the Terence Crawford fight. That didn't happen. And then when
his promoter is trying to make a unification and they say no to life-changing money, I'm supposed to tell Boots he's the
but what are you going to say? You're going to hold Marios Barrios to the same stick because he turned down more money. PBC turned down more money than what Norman was offered.
1,000,000%.
Staniola's
Wow.
turned on more money as what is it, James? That fight was
Yes, they all get called ducks. All of them are
not
ducks.
Amanda
All of
Tree.
them.
Which one?
So
Sorry,
Staniola's
Stanley
can't
Jonas
remember.
turned it down as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anybody
he
says
turned
no
it
to
down
life
for more
changing.
money.
Yeah, they're all
So
ducks. All of them.
why have you got this much hatred for Brian Norman Jr.?
I
Because
have
he
no
done the
hatred
same.
for anybody,
No,
and hate is a very strong word. I have I get
I think
annoyed.
Stanionis should take it more than Brian Norman, because Stanionis was he Lithuanian? Like, he's not.
Yeah,
No one's paying him big money for it, and
but he got offered more
he's not
money.
young. He's not young either. So.
He got offered more money than Brian Norman Jr.
And he's a duck as well. Like the
That's
Padre,
what I'm saying. If you're going to say it, then have the same energy for Boots as well. Because when he
Boots
fought,
is the one making the
when he-
offers. I'm not gonna have the
No,
energy
no,
for
no,
Boots if all of them are ducking.
no, when he could have had fights at 154 if he used his WBO status.
Yeah, but we're talking
Champ
about
status.
147.
Yeah, but no, he wasn't talking about Brian Norman Jr. What, until August the 21st,
Yeah, when he became relevant.
when he had the rhetoric before that from Team Boots and his dad is
No,
he
the
wanted
rhetoric
Crawford.
from everybody in life that
Was
no
he
one
wanted
knew who the
Crawford,
fuck Brian Norman Jr.
Crawford.
was.
He's going to move to
And
154.
this is not disrespect. Like,
But did he
Brian,
petition?
I'm not being
No.
disrespectful towards you, young lad. Pardon?
Did he petition the WBO? No, he did not.
Petition what? Like, we're speaking offers and negotiations. Like, well,
No.
you can't.
When you say
can't
you're
talk about
going to
water
call
polo,
someone out,
Padre, when
when
we're
you say you're
speaking
going to
about
call
football.
someone out, and you hold a belt, you can petition for to move up in weight.
Yeah, but they're literally trying to strip him right now. And if everybody's saying no to substantial offers and they're all fucking ducking, how
That's
is
not a
Boots the
substantial
one
offer, is it? Though
compared to what?
WBO
Well,
belt.
compared to what? This is the thing. Now you guys like to say, "Oh no, you can't talk about the purses before." Yes, we talk about the purse before because in a purse bid, that's what they would say. The sanctioning bodies would base it on your last earnings compared to that earnings if you are if it's an interim bout or that type of thing. We go like 25%. So this kid came on the space earlier. I was even looking at this you as if to say, brother, what are you even talking about? Because he's saying, top rank, we know that in terms of the consistency of top rank doing this, consistency of who doing what? Are you out of your fucking mind? First of all, bro, you don't know, bro. 15% of what? If you don't know the numbers for the overall bout, how much the purses are, when you actually dissect a fight, the
No,
immediate
he's saying the
thing,
purses
especially over
average out across the
no, but
board
no,
around
no, but how do you
$500,000
know that they average out? You don't like literally, like you have
through the
no
purse bids.
idea. Padre, how will okay? How do you know that they're going to win the purse bids, and how do you know exactly what top rank
No,
are
I'm
going
talking
to
about
bid?
the result of the purse bids.
Right. Okay. So in terms of the result of a purse bid, you have to have the purse bid.
When the fights get made and the mandatories
Oh,
or
okay.
the volunteers take their
Mhm.
cuts,
Right. Okay.
the champion who's taking these fights averages around across the board around
Okay.
$500,000.
I heard this you say to me he would rather free mandatory unheard of fighters than people that than an opportunity towards Boots and to solidify himself. I was disgusted with what that young man was saying. I'll be real. And obviously I couldn't say that I was disgusted because, well, yeah. But
Yeah.
I hope that you're listening, my young man, and I really hope that I'm giving you some game out here because you don't know. Like, it's easy to say in hypothesis what the funding for a fight is when it's never even happening, and to say, yeah, but he's got 3 fights on his contract. They could give him 20K to fight fucking no one, and then what's he taking home then?
20K.
Risk reward. Okay.
Good evening,
Sometimes in
World
life,
Combat Sports in the chat.
Big up to you, my guy. Even BanterNBoxing and chat. Much love to you, my brother, man. Big up everybody in the building. Thank you guys so much for tuning in right now. We have Mr. Neutral. We have Jamesy right now. We did have get that little bastard
It's
back.
getting late, Darshan, for him.
No, he's awake during the evenings. Like we both sleep during the day, so there's no excuse for him. But it's actually good to really have him on and the confidence. And I'm really proud of Darshan. I'm really, really proud of him. Like honestly, you know, 3 years ago, a little bit more than that, he
I think
yeah, man.
I think
Very proud.
Darshan's disappointed in your lack of moderation skills, Rico. To be honest, I think.
What moderation skill? You lot have been talking over me and shit. What the fuck?
Exactly,
what?
you should be moderating us because we're talking over people. So
Okay, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
You need to work on your skills, Rico.
I mean, I've tried, but I realized today, I was even like, man, I missed Twitter Spaces and stuff. I was on the Twitter Space and I was like, I understand now why I did this.
Oh, it's way worse.
I'm never ever going back again. Thank you, obviously, both of you. Two intrinsic boxing minds, landscape aficionados, as it were. Let's go through let's go through some of the boxing. Let's go through everything boxing. Let's see what the fuck he has to say about life in general. Boring. Call Froch. Boring. Catterall, Taylor. Oh, I think you can see me in that one there.
Who have you got Saturday, James?
What out of Catterall Prograis?
Yeah.
I mean, the safest bet is Catterall on points.
Yeah.
It's hard to see from the last few fights anything that would sway me from that. I do think that it might be like closer than Haney. Haney.
How did you say Crocker and
Prograis?
no, Paddy Donovan. That's a great fucking fight, man. Brilliant fight.
That's been brilliant for a couple of years now.
Mate, literally, I think I saw them on when I went to Ireland. I saw them both on the same card, and then I saw Paddy on the Catterall Taylor fight card, the second one. Paddy's really good. Crocker is good. I think he lost the last fight. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, that fight is brilliant. Win or lose, both men have great futures within. They fight at 154. He's got it.
No, 147.
147.
Oh,
thank you. So yeah.
No, but Crocker did fight at 154. Previous fight to last.
I was about to say, Padre. The thing is with Crocker is that Crocker's huge, isn't it, you lot, man? Like Crocker's actually.
It was a catchweight fight.
No, it'll be at 147. They're both ranked at 147.
Yeah, so I said that fight in particular was a catchweight fight there.
I don't think Croc will be ranked at 147 for too long. I can't see him there, bro. He can't even make 147.
Well, that was the problem because, sorry, James, fight night, previous to fight night, he'd been warned if he come in any higher than 150, the fight was getting called off because of extreme weight cutting.
That's the Felix fight you're talking about, yeah? Which is the fight before last year.
That's right, yeah.
So, Lewis Crocker's number 3 in the WBA, and Paddy's number 6. And then in the IBF, Crocker's 5 and Donovan's 6. So, it's likely going to be some sort of eliminator. So, they're going to be looking to make an eliminator for a mandatory spot.
I'm taking Donovan by stoppage.
Ooh, I don't know about stoppage. I would say Donovan points.
I think Crocker's going to knock him out.
So there we go. 3 different viewpoints.
Wait, what weight is it? It's 147.
Welterweight.
All right, yeah, and I've got I've got Paddy.
I'm going Crocker.
$1,000,000% I've got Paddy. Like once you've said that there, I'll be real, you lot. I would if it's not in Ireland or
It's in
wherever
Belfast.
it is. Yeah, it is in
Belfast.
Belfast. Isn't it?
Donovan
Fuck's sake!
country.
I
I
like,
gotta
I
go
like,
back.
I like,
I gotta go
I
back to
like
my
the fight
people.
though. I like the
Go
fight. I
back.
think it's one of those fights where people could avoid it for ages, but
Just want to
get them
say,
done.
banter and boxing. We love the Irish, man. I love the Irish. Loves the Irish. Obviously, Padre the Scottish as well. If you didn't abandon me all those years, but with yeah, I love the Irish, man. I was there 9 a.m., bro. Every pub was full. It looked like it was the evening, and the evening looked like the more. Yo, I need to go. I need to go back. Gonna say, yeah, Jamesy, give us something juicy, Jamesy. Like fucking, do you know what I mean? I feel like there's something that we need to transition. Pause. No, it's not pause. Transition in terms of Padre, help me.
There's rumours there that Canelo's re-signing a 2-fight deal with PBC.
Yeah, what the fuck? How the shit did that?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, it don't surprise me either. But
I
he
think
wants
he'll
to
fight.
probably Charlo. Do you think?
Yeah, I think Charlo will probably be one of them.
Oh, he wants
I
to
think-
punch up. He wants to have twins on his record.
Yeah, he
I
wants
would
the
do-
family.
I don't-
Yeah, he's got 5 families on his resume. He wants to, finish the
Mate,
set off.
signing with
He's a
PBC again
terrible
would
guy. Isn't it?
basically
That's not even nice.
basically outline what he's been doing in his last few fights. Like he will just keep ticking along, treating it as
Yeah.
a business, making money.
Yeah, it's not a 5-year plan for me. Although he's gone the distance in his last few fights, for me, they want the hard fights where you think, oh, he took a lot of punishment there.
No,
He's as tough as fucking nails, and I just think he takes this all in his stride. So I think you're quite right, James. You just keep these ticking over fights, the odd mandatory now and then, but he's just going along at his pace. And he said there, I think it's not long ago, that he's looked at. He doesn't know when he's going to retire. He doesn't know yet. So
yeah, because he's
that
not.
doesn't.
But he's trying to safeguard that by taking fights he doesn't really feel
Of
there are the
course.
risks. So, like, he's not going to fight Beterbiev. He's not going to fight. The fact that Bivol didn't get the decision means that he won't have to fight Bivol. The only fight that I could like, he's always said he doesn't want the Crawford fight because, because he doesn't get nothing out of it because he's only a welterweight really, or a 154.
Yeah.
So
There's
the
another
easiest
thing to
option is to
fight.
just.
Yeah,
I
well,
would-
like you said, the easiest option for me is go and get his IBF belt back off William Skull. Give him a
I'd like-
payday.
No one wants to see that though. But I'd
Nobody
like to
wants
see.
to say, but it's the type of fight it'll take to go 2 times undisputed and look good in the record books at the expense of a
You're
guy.
right though. It is the type of fight that you could see him taking now. The fight that I would like to see, which is like a makeable fight, which is in the rankings type of fight, is the Billy fight. That's the fight I'd like to see now. He's ranked 1 in the WBA, WBC, number 2 in
Yeah.
the WBO, number 3 in the IBF. Like the Billy fight, whether they do it or not, I'm not sure, but that is the fight because he's not going to fight Benavidez. So
No.
the Billy is another young, hungry, up and coming fighter, so at least he can say he's fighting
So
young
there's 2
guys like he
fights
did
there
with
he could
Munguia.
take. Yeah, there's
So
2 fights there he could take.
yeah, I could see him doing like signing with PBC and then doing in Billy and Charla, Jamal. Yeah, I could see that.
Let's see where he goes. So that'll be 2025 wrapped up.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll keep going.
Moving nicely on to 2026 and see who comes then.
Billy Charlo. What?
I've got to just give me a sec, lads.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
mate. Just onto the call.
It'll be part
The
of
call of
the
the wild.
PBC, rising from the phoenix, rising from the ashes to reinvigorate them. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point that El Presidente has a stake in PBC of some kind. I can see a deal there in the future with Canelo Promotions. Yeah, so future's looking good. You know, once 2025 is over for them, because they've basically written off 2024 PBC and Amazon Prime until
Yeah, it's been a
Tank
shit
gets his
year for the
arse in gear.
BBC all around. To be
Yeah,
fair,
yeah.
I think
So they you
go on.
know they've just been keeping it as cheap as chips for now until more attractive, lucrative fights can come along, especially with the region stars. You know, there's Errol Spence being talked about coming back against the other Charlo, little Charlo, as they say. So yeah, I can see them doing like a closing down sale, if you like, of big fights, aging out stars. Thurman's another one that could be coming into the equation on one of the
Shut up.
cards. I'm telling you, mate. You know, if you look at their
You
roster,
are taking the piss in it.
no, mate. If you look at their roster, they got a
You're taking
number of
you're taking the Michael
high-profile
Jackson out of my
fighters.
life.
Oh, look, wait. They just give Danny Garcia a fucking fight after how many years? Don't tell me that Keith fucking he's not in that. You
He's
know,
not. He's not. He's
yeah,
not.
come on. He only fought what 3 years ago. But the point is, they're going to get these guys rid of them off a contract and give them a last payday, and then all skis to you lot. We got
A
some new
last
blood coming
payday.
in, but they're going to
It's
have
because
to.
all the contracts that Al Heyman had them sign in blood. Like
Yeah, because they had, as soon as you fought, you're re-signed for 2 more years automatically. I mean, what kind of prison is that? So those contracts have gone out of their dates now. So it'll be the likes of these old guys, if you like, who are ex-champions, who are championing recesses, just to get a chance to, for one last hurrah. But it'll kick
one
off
last hurrah.
PBC in a good year, especially if they time it right, the start of 2026, or the end of 2025. It'll be a good time. But they need to get the big stars, kick their asses, and start getting them on, and start. The Tank's got to start taking these big legacy fights to help them
I
on
don't
their
even
way.
reckon tag. Actually, that's a good one.
But if you look at the way the sanctioning bodies are moving, they're doing a lot of heavy movements to get PBC fighters up the ranks and into world title fights that some would argue, they shouldn't have had. But that's the nature of the game in America, and especially with the organisation bodies and the way they act in favour of some fighters, stroke promoters.
Yeah, well, Padre, like, this is the thing, like, with fighters like Gervonta Tech Davis and stuff, well, especially Tech, actually, like, I just feel very disappointed with him. I think a lot of people do, except for his fucking weirdo fans. It's a bit disastrous, and I do hope for greener pastures, so we won't go too much into him. I mean, Lamont Roach, I don't want to talk about it too much because it ends up
Yes, he's
giving me a
taken
headache.
some slander, but also at the same fact, Rico, Loma didn't
Mhm.
want a fight with him. Shakur could have had a fight
I
with
mean,
him
he only
if
waited
he'd
fucking
signed.
10 years, really.
If he'd signed with MVP, fucking with Mayweather Promotions, he had that
Even if he
option
signed
for
with
the Tank
MVP,
fight.
he probably would have had the fight earlier, to be fair.
Yeah, true enough.
That is true.
There was tentative efforts towards the Baranchek, but knowing the Golden Boy situation, that was not going to happen. So, Tanks had to be cornered off, so sort of say, right, well, okay, PBC, what are we going to do? And PBC said, right, well, we'll have to make this in-house. We've got a champion there at 130. Let's bring him up. Lamont is up for it. He's got a good name. And it's, for me, having on hindsight, since the announcement of the fight, initially, I thought, wow, bloody Lamont Roach. Surely there's other fights there. You could have had Floyd Schofield, for instance, in that division. there's other guys there that I can't name off the top of my head right now, but it does make sense because he is a high-profile champion. He's well regarded within the American market. PBC signed, all in-house fight. It makes sense. It does make sense in the absence of a legacy fight, a unification, call it what you want. It doesn't help matters when, Loma's taking so much time off. You can't match make a fight there. Shakur's making shady movements. But although I did see a tweet where it was said that Shakur may sign a one-fight deal with Mayweather Promotions after his current deal with Matchroom is over. So there's hope yet for the Tank Shakur fight. I'm hoping the end of 2025 to kick off PBC or mid 2025. So, there's a bit of time to go yet. But for me, yeah, 2024 right off. 2025 is when PBC will start making serious moves again in the boxing market.
Well, one can only hope that Uncle Al and PBC just have a righteous comeback. Just really quickly, I just want to big up to In the Ring Boxing. Well, with the lovely Christine, Nika, my other lovely lady over there. On tomorrow, they're not going to be having a show because on ProBox TV, you can actually watch Yoshida Metcalf. Okay, I do believe that Metcalf, Christine does train. So please, guys, tune in tomorrow. It'll be on Ludabella Entertainment. Oh, fuck's sake. Am I gonna? Yeah, I'll follow Metcalf. I already follow Yoshida. Mate, Ludabella. I don't know. Oh,
I don't know about that.
all right. Oh no, Padre. Sometimes in life, you support people.
You done it right. Okay.
Yeah. All right, don't
Okay.
stop it. So on ProBox TV
Gonna
tomorrow.
watch what I say to you from now on. I'm only joking. Grass.
Oh, now you're a fucking grass. Oh, but yeah, please, guys, go check this out. Please give the lovely Christine a follow. And Women Crushing It Wednesdays is on Wednesdays, Central Time. So like 2 a.m. fucking UK time for donkerlessness. But please go give the lovely lady a follow. Now, just obviously going back to the boxing aficionados. I say the boxing aficionados. Actually, let me have a look at this. Let's see what's going on there. Big up to Padre. Also follow this guy. He's not too bad, to be fair. Mr. Nutra, follow that there. You guys can see all of that loveliness. It's not bad, this Padre. It's really good. Big up to my guy Trill Dollar Bill. He said he was going to come in, so not too sure, but we're going to ride it along through for another couple of hours. Padre, what's been your highlight of the year, actually?
What a great question. Boxing?
I have them sometimes.
Yeah. There's been a couple of real good cards this year. But if I'm to name fights, obviously Daniel Dubois and AJ was Usyk and Fury. There's another one I was thinking of. It's escaped me right now. But the one I was really looking forward to, obviously, was my biggest letdown was Beterbiev and Bivol. There's something about that fight that just left me wanting more. It's like a film, but you only got half of it, the film. And it wasn't. There's no sequel. That's what it felt like watching that fight. So that's a bit of a low for me. But high point, yeah. Obviously, Tyson Fury, mucking about boxing for so many years, getting his comeuppance was from a personal point of view was gratifying, satisfying, whatever you want to call it. Daniel Dubois, my big pick for the year. my big outsider,
Oh,
comes in like
mm.
a racehorse down the outside, sprinting to a finish and knocking out his
Okay, all right. Let's
opposition.
not do tricks on it.
Yeah, but there's been so many good fights and so many to come yet. I mean, 2024, we're only in October, and we got a final quarter of the year, and there's so many good cards to come,
You
starting off
kind of
this
got like
Saturday
2
night.
months left, Padre. I think that quarter business is pretty much done. I mean, obviously we got Fury. You said 2. You know, there's a press conference that kicks it off tomorrow.
That's right.
There's the 5v5 obviously in February. Something I'm really, really looking forward to. I think Eddie Hearn is pissing himself in terms of, you know, imagine if he loses it, Padre. It's shit in it, really.
Yeah, it'd be a terrible. You know, he needs a massive showing in this 5v5 next time. I think he's got to be far more strategic than he was in the first 5v5. Obviously, making Deontay Wilder captain on hindsight wasn't a very good idea. Yeah, he badly needs to win this 5v5 and win well. He's on a terrible losing run right now to Queensberry. Frankie Boy's just sitting back in his sun chair with his dark glasses and a pina colada with an umbrella. You know, no shoes, no socks, but shoes on, enjoying the sun because Eddie is chasing him like a madman. It just looks like an old man as he's schooling a young promoter and how this is done. Rico, it's a
What are we
schooling
saying about
right
Ben
now.
Shalom then, Padre, man?
Ben
Like Padre,
Shalom.
yeah, Padre, don't, yeah, but don't be like these other fucking jackasses. Like, don't. I want to hear you.
Ben
It's just us
Shalom.
two. It's
I
just
like
us two,
Ben.
and
I
you
love
don't.
Ben Shalom, but he's still got a way to go. But the thing is, though, for me, his learning curve, his experience curve, especially at his young age, could that rival Eddie Hearn when he's Eddie Hearn's age? What position will Ben Shalom be in then? God only knows, because the way he's going right now, he's bust on the scene in the last 2 years. His stable has grown exponentially.
Has he been good? Like one thing, Padre. Let's do a little review. Let's do a little review because with Benjamin and there's sometimes he's hard to work with or this or whatever like that. Like with me, like I you know I'm fucking actually older than him. I couldn't believe it, and it actually explained a lot. But we're different in it. Like there's certain people. I say certain people. There's people here that grew up quite differently to you and I would say massively. Um, I think obviously Ben and them are different. The thing is, the difference with Ben and Eddie is Eddie. I feel like Eddie will go to Slough and go to the Caribbean guy. Do you know what I mean? And Ben's not gonna fucking do any of that type of shit, which is fair enough and fine or whatever. But I feel like people are being harsh on the guy, man. He's risen from university events to securing a major contract with one of the biggest networks in England. I mean the UK, sorry. And within a year, that's pretty fucking unheard of. Even if you do have
Well,
a,
this just goes to what I was saying, though. He has organically grown his brand. Rather than say Eddie Hearn, who's had it handed in on a plate by his father, although he's been in and around his father's work for decades. There's something in itself that's quite different and quite admirable about Ben Shalom, the way he's organically grown from a young age. And at the age of 30 now, he's been in the game for what, 12 years? And such has been the rapid expansion of Boxer under his brand that one could safely assume that this guy is assertive. This guy, won't have any nonsense. No, for such a tender age, and the way he can control a stable of egos, that in itself is such a big thing, which not many can match or even try to match. Because you got to see to yourself, there's some boxers on his stable that are older than him,
Yeah,
who
that's
have been
crazy.
around who have been
That's
around boxing longer than him, and they got to take orders from him, or this man's going to dictate their career from that point onwards. So to have that assertiveness, have that pacifistic aggression in the game, that you can control these egos. I think he's done a tremendous job, Rico. I really have, and I think he will become as what Frank Warren was. The way he grew Queensberry organically back in the 80s. So it'll become the apprentice becomes the master in time.
that's a fucking bold claim. I can't even lie. And I rate it because I feel like Ben does do.
Big up Derek.
Big up Derek in the building, man. Big up to the Amish out here, bro. Big up Pennsylvania. I mean, the thing is like, look, you look at what he's doing. Like, I really rate Ben. He gets a lot of stick for a lot of things he's doing, but the things he's doing is something that, in 10 years experience at the high level like he's at, he'll laugh at. Do you know what I mean? Like, he'd be like, "Oh, yeah," but I don't believe it's him pulling people out of purse bids. I don't believe it's him this or whatever like that. I really, really don't. I feel like it's. I don't know. I have no
Well,
idea.
some would
But
disagree with you because he's a trained lawyer. He's very much in the Bob Arum scope of intelligence, and that for me
so there's
is
intelligence and
where
then there's
he gains
conviction.
trust from people because of that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Ben Shalom wouldn't advise boxers in certain situations. Coming from a lawyer background, that for me, that's only natural. It's whether how much he stamps his authority, or on that situation. That is what's ambiguous, and I do believe you're quite right. I wouldn't think for 1 minute Ben would force a boxer to make a decision, but he would certainly advise.
And advise he does. The thing is, like, with the, I don't know, Padre. Like, what well, let's look at it this way: the Matchroom v Boxer 5v5s are on the card now. Benjamin. Now, I don't know if you've seen this, Padre. Benjamin has come out and he said he said, we're ready, we can go.
Yeah.
However, it's got to be right. I love that. I don't know. I'm probably like the only one because people are like, "Oh, Ben."
Yeah, but
I'm
we
like,
need to
nah.
define. We need to define. It's got to be right. That's a very broad, general statement to make about a potential card 5v5 matchup. Let's look at the fallout and the consequences of such an event.
Mhm.
Yes, let's say it takes place. Ben Shalom would have to go all in a poker hand with his 5 best boxers. In the matchups that is available to him in Matchroom on paper, for me, would probably, looking at the general viewpoint of their roster, on paper, they're probably a wee bit stronger. But it comes down then to the finer points of it's got to be right. It can't be stupid matchups. Yes, I've got a Caroline Dubois. But what have you got, Eddie? Oh, I've got some lassie from down the road there. It's not going to work, is it? So the finer details, who would get paid
yeah,
most on that
but you
fight,
know with Ben. Okay,
blah
so with
blah
Ben,
blah.
let's say,
So
let's
for
say
me, finer
Dubois.
details come down to money.
Yeah, but money, Padre. Come on, then that's not even an issue anymore. Because once you sign in blood to Riyadh season,
But
all that shit goes away.
is there a
You pulling
standard
out
format
purses, all of
for the
this.
passes for the promoters and the shares? Who knows that Eddie Hearn is not going to be wanting 70% of all the passes going to his boxes? These are the finer details for me. And to make
No,
Ben
because
Shalom say such a thing
what
live on television.
yeah, but what there'll be is that there'll be flat fees given to the boxers, and it's a
Do
take
we
it or
know
leave it
that?
situation.
Yeah.
We don't.
Well,
We don't.
but
No, no. I'll be
you know
honest.
what matchmakers are like. We'll say, what's the other boxer getting?
Yeah, but I don't even think matchmakers are going to be relevant per se in terms of the individuality, because the way they are right now, they're not great. Referees aren't great. Big up Dino's in the building. Big up
Big up
everybody in the building,
Dinos.
man. Much love to everybody. Like I said, guys, we are going to be doing this for a couple of hours. You got me and Mr. Padre, soul soothing vibes. For your head top. So if you guys are working, if you're driving, if you're whatever,
It's the
hopefully
midnight
we are
hour.
providing a midnight hour. I need you to record that for me. We will be for fuck's sake, what? Here's the other thing. We want to make your guys' day a whole lot better than it was, and that it's going to be. So God bless every single one of you, and thank you guys for tuning in. We have almost 60 listeners right now. Like I said, please share, retweet, all that type of good stuff.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Well, just obviously speaking on the whole Riyadh sort of arrangement, as it were, right now, Padre. Let's go to Clapback Thursdays right now. Bear with me, just putting this on the Superior Tron.
Is Oscar doing it still?
Oh fuck yeah! So, we have a Latino night.
Mexico versus. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was that other
Mate, it's
fight.
fucking. Well, I like
Chris
this, Padre, because
Smith Ramirez for a unified cruiserweight. Jose Ramirez versus Jose Barbosa. That's a great fight.
it's a
Williams
great fight. That
Zepeda.
fight there.
Who's
Kevin
he
Farmer.
fighting there? Yeah,
Kevin
Kevin
Farmer.
Farmer. I can remember now. Corazzo Neontron and Tony Sims Jr. versus Duarte. Now, is that the same Duarte that Ryan Garcia beat?
Yep, same one.
Yep, same one. So that's a decent card to be fair.
It's not bad, and it's free.
Yeah.
I say
And it's
free,
got Chris
but it's
Billum Smith on there.
mate. I can't wait till Chris fucking shatters a rib.
British champion. There's
Do
only
you know what
two
it is,
of them.
Padre? Well, thank you so much, Dino, man. Dino, we love you, bro. Thank you so much for always for supporting
One of
Stevie
the
and I. Like
best
I said,
Dinos over
right
there.
now we have 36 people listening on my account.
Come through
16 people
Dinos.
listening
StreamYard's in the
to
link.
us on. We literally have one YouTube platform today because I just wanted to you know yeah, we have one YouTube platform today, and we have primarily on X right now. So we have we have over 60 listeners listening to us tonight. So I want to kind of get a peak of 200 before we say goodbye to you lovely people. So please, guys, thank you so much for supporting us. Like I said, we're on the road to
Tell
1,000.
your friends. Tell your enemies. We don't care.
Nah, for the enemies, tell them. We need the
Tell
clout.
them. We need the clout.
We need the clout. Big up to Derek in the building. Big up to I don't know if Shai's still awake in the building. Big up to everybody, man. True Dollar Bill. Like I said, the StreamYard is in the chats, guys. So if you want to go onto YouTube, if you want to tune in,
Don't leave me with this madman.
you'd be so lucky. We are just talking about we're just talking about obviously the Latino night. We're talking about Latino Night right now. Just going through a little bit of the comments. This is a pretty decent card. I think it's really decent. Ski.
I'm not watching no goddamn Latino night in Saudi Arabia. Estas Panheo. Love it. You gotta love it, Rico.
I don't know what that means. Well, I'm not gonna like it, but Jose, fucking good stuff. You always hate Eddie for no reason. Okay. Is this
Uh,
going to be for free? Okay, we're
all
gonna
right,
stop the comment.
here we go. There's Marv the Greatest and our Mexican expatriate
What
Duarte and Peter fight should be the main and co-main. That's a bit harsh, Marv.
is
Bloody
very
hell.
harsh. I'm
It's
gonna
Chris
take.
Billham Smith, for
He's
Christ's
harsh
sake.
as fuck,
There's no
Marvy,
bigger
bro.
name in Mexico right now.
And Billum Smith. Goddamn right. Billum Smith is out
There
here
you go.
slaughtering lambs in.
There's some real people there. Good fights for some reason. Mostly looking forward to the Sims Duarte fight. There's a real one.
Yeah, I'm gonna like that, my guy. You don't understand the irony in the post, do you?
Harsh, very harsh.
It's not
But
harsh.
it's
It's
good
not harsh
stuff.
at all.
But
It's
it's
just
a
fucking
decent
hilarious.
card. I mean,
think
I
it's
don't know
brilliant.
much about Neom Trong, I have to admit. But look.
Wait, but that's for the
WBO,
WBA,
WBA,
What
ring,
the
and
fuck?
ring
Minimum.
minimum weight titles.
Yeah, that explains a lot, actually.
What is minimum weight these days? It's like 100, 101 pound.
It's like dust. So, like, if you,
It's so fragile, they'll turn to dust, Rico.
yeah, nah,
Crazy
sorry,
stuff.
my minimum
But they
weight
get
guys, man.
knockouts.
We love.
So look, you got WA International Super Lightweight title. All these are like title fights. WC Lightweight Interim World title, WBO Junior Welterweight title, Eliminator. Sorry, and so only one is not for a title of some sort, but it's an
And that's
Eliminator. Fantastic card.
what, Sims Junior versus Duarte International Super Lightweight. Ah, fuck it, man.
Billum Smith is the most Latino name I've ever heard, says Lega Man.
That's actually true. Compared to a lot of these, compared to the Latino names. I reckon Billum Smith is fucking
They
a
do have
quinceañera away from the
double-barreled
top.
names, you know. They do have treble-barreled names, if I'm not mistaken. So it fits in.
If you Photoshop it, just put a little bit of dark on Chris. Just change the Billum to
You
an
look
A
like a
with an
presidential
apostrophe
candidate.
and a Smith without the T with the H. I think we're in it. I don't reckon it would be
Just
easy.
call him
Hard to get
Jimmy
the fucking.
Smits. He'd be in there.
I'd love it, Padre. I'd love it. Well, this is an incredible card. Let's hear from Oscar right now. Haters will just hate. Clap back will be epic on Thursday. Actually, fuck it. Let's check what he has to say. Well, I'm going to remove this because I'm going to do audio because he can't fuck me on audio for this thing here. So we're good. There we go. Okay. There we go.
Boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursdays. And this week, I have a special guest joining me.
Sum that shit up.
First, let's start with Eddie Hearn, who lost his
There you
mind.
go.
Held out the facts last week that all his fighters either lost or got injured.
It's also
He's a
Ramirez.
G.
When Oscar says I haven't built anything in the year or haven't got any fighters, I mean, if I want to reel off Shakur Stevenson, Jaron Ennis, Bam Rodriguez, I mean, that's three of my US fighters right there. Canelo left him a long time ago. Ryan Garcia, God knows how that's going to play out. Jaime Munguia has left Oscar De La Hoya, gone to Top Rank. He's put in Barboza in with Ramirez, who cares? And Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, he lost his... we tonked him around with Bivol years ago. Tell me one fighter that he's a star that they have. And don't say Virgil Ortiz.
Eddie, am I just imagining that 14 of your main event fighters all lost this year? 14 fighters! It happened again last week with Sandy Ryan, and the week before with AJ, and the week before when Shakur got hurt, and the week before when Berlanga got destroyed. Here's a look at all 14 fighters.
No. Damn. It goes on, the pain.
You must be the biggest pathological liar on the planet to try and continue convincing us that you're good at your job. It is a fucking train wreck. The Matchroom curse is a real thing. And you always bring up the fact that Canelo hates me. Yes, we fucking hate each other. It doesn't change the fact that I promoted him for 10 years and built him. Him from scratch in the US. Canelo was with you for 8 fights and dumped you because you're incompetent and incapable of doing your job. Bruh. Your record proves that. These are the facts. Oh, and one more thing.
Eddie, you said I don't have stars? Well, who's this? Fuck you.
Remember, folks, you're never a hater when you only speak the facts.
Rico, you're muted. Sorry, I didn't realise I could actually say something to. Took me a while there. Dream of Budweiser.
It's okay, no, it's all right. I'll just fucking hell,
He was on fire.
mate. Does this look like the face of somebody who would?
That's like a twisted,
Yeah.
evil,
So
sadistic face.
I fucking love it, mate.
Have
Like,
you
I
seen?
mean,
Have you seen that
man,
program Smile yet? He's got one of them
I
smiles.
don't really watch horrors like that, Padre.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely.
No, don't watch
I'll
it. It's scary shit. But he's got that sort of sadistic smile on his face there of a man who's
No, I'm
just
not a pussy. I mean, I'll watch like the
blessed.
trailer.
Yeah, that's all I've done. So
Okay, that's gangster. Well, what do you think about clapback Thursdays? Like, what are you feeling
well,
clapback Thursdays? Are you clapping back on a Thursday, or what are we doing?
I love a clapback, Rico, as much as anybody else. I
Oh,
love
man,
facts.
I know you do.
I love facts. I love figures, and what he presents is facts and figures of what is currently happening to Matchroom. You know, as painful as it is to Matchroom, Matchroom-ites, they're in a
Matchroom-ites. Is that what?
Matchroom-ites. They're in a very bad place. These fans, and you know, they're feeling the pain of Eddie Hearn. You can see that on Twitter, you know, in the defense of the realm. You know, they're the Targaryens of boxing, is Matchroom, and you know they're coming under pressure from the north and from Ben Shalom, you know, Queensberry, the old guard, the Targaryens are trying to take over. The story fits. It's a war out there, and now the promoters are taking it into social media.
I think it's always been in social media. I remember where Frank Warren was slating Eddie Hearn when he was on Twitter, and he was like, "Oh, you know, Eddie Hearn, you're embracing the fucking naughty wrong." Now, Frank,
Yeah, but Queensberryans are just as bad. You know, they've grown that fan base up from the 80s.
no, but
And
okay, but I can ask you something about Ben. Okay, now this is true. Ben said it's in his contract that he needs to be in the middle of the fighters when they're
right,
taking the pictures. Gangster. Now, I'm going to tell you why. We
tell
will
me why he's
die.
done that.
We will die. Potter, I've said this to you a number of times, actually, when we've been philosophical with each other. I'm 15% scootish. We will die, but what will remain behind me? Pictures, memorabilia,
Yeah,
aliens, and
yeah.
DNA. So, again, I'm trying to figure out how he's not playing chess with all of us right now. Gökçe
Well,
on this.
You saw the incident with Frank Warren in Riyadh, where he tried to step into or across Frank to be in the middle of the fighters in question. And you're quite right. His legacy will not only be with his business, but within boxing and the images. You know, everybody wants to be in a Getty image at the end of the day.
So you're saying they all want to be in the videos, Padre?
They all want to be in the videos. Frank Warren got, upset with Ben because he trod on his ground. I'm the lead promoter here. You wait your turn. You wait your turn. There's protocol here. There's history here. Old guard, that sort of thing. Ben's come along. Fuck you talking about? This is business. So you got this wee battle with the promoters going on, and Ben is standing his ground. And now he's stipulated in certain, matchups that he wants to be in between the two fighters.
Just really quickly before we go to the I would say last 4 subjects of the show, and then you and I will have some fun on the spaces, Padre. I think. Well, one thing actually, Padre, that I do want to say to the almost 70 people watching us right now, I just want to say thank you, Padre. You've grown exceptionally. You are Mr. Neutral now, off of your own merit, and I could never ever be more proud of somebody that I've not helped, I've not actually done anything for. I just kind of said, "Yeah, there's the water. Go drink it." So very proud of you, my brother. Honestly.
That's very kind words. Thank you very much, Rico. And you're quite right. You can lead a man to water, but can you make him drink it?
And I laced it with
You've laced it with
and you fucking flourish now.
You,
look at you.
And look at me, left hooks everywhere. Knocking out the big boys.
Honestly, though, no, banter and stuff aside, Padre, you will rule the world one day, and I'm very very happy for everything that's happening to you, sir. One thing that I do obviously want to do, is I would like to big up my brother, Boxing Kingdom. Okay, now you guys can follow Boxing Kingdom. I will put up the right now. He is
He's the man.
He is Michael Benson, the real. Okay, so follow Boxing Kingdom 4. 1 second. Boxing Kingdom for all the latest and greatest in boxing news. All right, so I just want to big up my brother again. Boxing Kingdom, man. A lot of people don't actually know what Boxing Kingdom does for me, for banter and boxing, for the yeah. So I really, really want to big up this gentleman right now. Please, guys, go check him out, and please, 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 subscribe. When you click this, not only will you get I'm included in this fucking thing, which is really awesome. And I didn't realize that people actually want to speak to me for fucking whatever reason, because I'm an idiot. But yeah, so honestly, it helps the Banter Unboxing channel. It helps everything right now within the new boxing media. So please, guys, go give my guy a follow. Also, please go give Mr. Neutral a follow. Also, please subscribe to iBoxing Hub, Banter and Boxing as well. I think we're on 70 subscribers today, Padre, which is something that I would never, ever, ever have ever thought in my whole entire life, and anything. So thank you guys so much for supporting. Let's go to the last of these, actually, Padre. So, again, this is Boxing Kingdom. Just really, really quickly before we move it along. But Padre, I want to ask you something.
Not yet.
I know there are almost 70-something people that are watching us right now, and when we go and create chaos within the spaces. Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. It's been a topsy-turvy journey that we've had in this heavyweight division, hasn't it, Padre? It's been a bit wild, isn't it? It's been
an up and down year. The rankings, if you looked at the January rankings of the heavyweight division, they don't look the same as they do today. And
not even close. Not even a little
and
bit.
if you had showed somebody in January what the rankings would be in October, they wouldn't believe you anyway.
If somebody told me that Laura Zaccoli was going to be 5th by the year's end, I would have said yeah.
Aye, especially when he's a cruiserweight in January. That's what I mean. Nobody believe you.
I believe me. And that's what counts. So I love you.
Great stuff. But no, it's absolutely been a shake-up of the heavyweight division. It's been needed for a while. I think certain players in the division have been holding the game up for far, far too long with the shenanigans and with contracts and matchups, etc. And this is the revolution. Let's go. I'm excited for this new era. I'm
very excited for this new era, Padre, and I'm glad that we both fucking get to see it. To be honest with you, I feel like let's sort of navigate and end on a nice one. Because tomorrow, I want tomorrow's one to be really good because I'm going to be in my studio tomorrow. So I'd like you to be there tomorrow for tomorrow's BanterNBoxing episode.
Wednesday, yeah. I'll be there.
Right. So with right. Where do you see boxing going, Padre, in the next 2 years? Because obviously you've made friends with those Americans over there, that Matty brunch boxing and what have you.
I big up brunch boxing, Matt and Ezra.
Boxing in the building. They got much love for both of those gentlemen over there.
To Remy, to Trill Dollar Bell. Christ, there's so many great accounts that they're doing spaces. OPC's another one. Big Boss, Inevitable, D Block, all doing great work in new media. Give them a like and subscribe and give them a follow to them guys. Always entertaining, and the arguments and the debates are just fire. And yeah, if you're not afraid of the spice in the kitchen, I would suggest you go along and give them boys a listen to, because they're certainly well worth listening to.
Incredible, a bunch of people. Now, to lead us to the land of milk and honey right now, Padre, because we're almost going on a 3-hour stream. Where do you see boxing going in terms of Riyadh season and yeah.
So Turkey Al Sheikh has now re-established that Riyadh season will run from October to May. He'll be doing no Riyadh season cards outside of Riyadh in them times. So that leaves a 5-month vacuum, which one could safely assume that is what should be considered a separate season from Riyadh now. I think that the other main promoters who are not tied to Riyadh season in the off season will all start to get their cards filled up, get that 5-month calendar filled up with high quality domestic and even some title fights that the sanctioning bodies may want to mandate and all the rest of it. So you know, it's got to get organized, boxing. It's got to get, you know, it's self-disciplined and start working between these two separate seasons, you know, because you're only going to get Turkey Al Sheikh for 7 months, and then the rest is left to, you know, it's like the kids are left to themselves while the cat, you know, the cat's away, the mice will play. So if you take that into account, these promoters have got to get their ass in gear and give their domestic fans some value for their money on their, you know, in their subscriptions.
I just got 2 more for you, Padre. With the Matchroom versus Queensberry coming through to February,
Yeah.
this is the pinnacle. This has been cinema, to be honest with you, Padre. I feel like we, you know, and
Oh,
there's
they
a
can
lot
make
of,
a movie, a sequel, and a trilogy out of this if they play the cards right.
I feel like they can get a GBM versus boxer.
Oh, wouldn't that be brilliant? But you know,
well, to be honest, Padre, we can't not look at Izzy. I'm gonna let
Izzy
you
needs
finish.
to
We
get busy.
Mhm.
He needs to
Oh,
sign it. He needs to
Mhm.
get busy and sign some quality fighters to go alongside what he's signed so far. There's very early days, but they're moving in the right direction. What we spoke to Adam Smith, who's Eddie's partner. Eddie Izzy's partner over there at GBM. They got a great team, very professional, and I'm expecting a big growth spurt in the next 2 years from them, as well as Wasserman Boxing as well. They're starting to get a good grip of the landscape in the
I can't
promoting
lie to you,
scenes.
Padre. I do feel like GBM's overtaken Wasserman. Is it me?
I don't know. It could be very close between them, you know, but they got a better way to catch the top 3 now. But GBM out of them and who'd you just mention there?
GBM, you got TM14
Oh,
Promotions.
Vasserman. Yeah, Vasserman.
Wasserman, even
Them.
TM14 Promotions, they are
They
close.
got the growth
Wasserman,
potential. They've all got that growth potential, but Vasserman for me are just slightly ahead of GBM at the minute.
that's absolutely fair enough. I think we're gonna need to make some notes actually on this because we're gonna go through this a couple of times. And lastly, to sign us out quite beautifully, is we have William Crowler. Now, William Crowler is a very, very special fighter to myself and yourself and
Yeah.
the future of British boxing in 154 division. Now, I want a prediction from you because I'm not asking you any normal predictions because it's only fucking Tuesday and we have many shows to get through, Padre.
Yeah.
Tell me, where can we see William going? I see William becoming a world champion. I don't know if it's me, my hindsight, or what have you, but there's something about this kid, Padre. He wants to prove himself so much, and he's had to, even though his brother, like, you know what I mean? No one can be there in the press conference and say, "Oh yeah, because of your brother, this and da da da." It's like, nah, bro. Like, where can you see William going, Padre?
Well, we had the privilege and the honour of being at the birth of William Crowler boxing career. Right before his very first professional debut, he
Do you
came on
remember?
the
Do you
space.
remember the first interview? Oh mate,
He
I'll
came
never
on the
forget.
space, and he was very nervous and all the rest of it. He's a young boy. He's got a famous brother, and you know he must have thought, I'm going to get asked the most difficult, awkward, asked questions that that I could face under these circumstances. And for me, I see class in him, Rico.
Mm.
There's a certain class about this boy, not only in his nature, in his humanity, but I see it in his boxing. And after witnessing his debut in spectacular fashion, I said to myself, this boy has got that je ne sais quoi, that hunger and that ambition all in one, wrapped in a lovely little package of boxingness. This kid, and how many fights has he had now, Rico?
8.
And his record is going from better.
8.
His
Mate,
discipline, his
amazing.
desire for boxing is right up there with what his big brother would expect of him, to work with him, to train him. Andy Crawler is not a type of guy to muck about and say, yeah, come on, you're my wee brother, I'll take you. If he didn't have it, Andy Crawler has got big things to do himself. He's a top trainer now. And he wouldn't take his wee brother on if he didn't see potential, hunger, and all the attributes that's required to be successful. And the boy's proven it, Rico. He's proven it time after time. He's going to come in on Saturday and he's going to do it again. And I'm going to be there firsthand, witnessing privileged ringside seats. And I'll be watching young William firsthand, up close for the first time. And I remember the last words I said to him, William, no mercy.
And William loves you too, my brother. In fact, we're gonna. William is such a friend, family to my career. William was one of the very, very first people that sort of I say gave us an opportunity. So yeah, in terms of biasness, there's biasness, and I can be like, yeah, this kid is meh, but not William. William is I think he's him, you lot, man. I really, really do. He's so disciplined. I honestly, and I don't mean to say this, Padre, I don't think that Anthony can take him to the level that he needs to be. And I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like he's, do you know what I mean? Like there's just, I don't, I
Who
don't,
knows down the line, but for now, he's in the right
but for
place.
now, he is in the incredibly the right place. First of all, I just want to thank everybody in the building. Big up to the 70-something plus people that are watching us right now and have listened to us for these almost the past 3 hours right now in the building. We'll end it on one more, for fuck's sake. You pull my leg, god damn it. I don't. We'll give it one more. We're going up to 80. There might be some Japanese listeners. Just one more, Padre, actually. I think I had a really good one right now. Samoans. Now, with Tim Tszyu being absolutely collapsed, Padre. Now, would the people still have monumental amounts of hero worship towards Errol Spence? It's quite strange. They still think that Errol's going to beat Fundora. I don't think that he will beat Fundora. A two-parter, and I'll give you the first one. What do you think of Tim Tszyu's, I say demise? It's not demise. What do you think the young man can come back? And if he does, I'll give you the second one. You do with the same team.
First and foremost, I don't believe that Tim Tszyu is declined in any way, shape, or form. What has declined was his mentality. After the Fundora fight, Tim was lauded for his bravery, his warriorship, his desire to stay in that ring 12 rounds with Sebastian Fundora, losing a pint of blood, weakening round by round. People, when he lost that decision, people couldn't hate on Tim Tszyu because he battled on to the end. This fight, however, taking the opponent away from the equation just for this section. Tim Tszyu obviously, clearly came into this fight with a let's say a less than professional attitude. It was going to be a walkover, right? He'd been, I think he's been a victim of his own success in losing. If you understand what I'm saying, all the praise, all the adulation, he started to listen to it. In my opinion, he came into this fight totally unprepared for the task in hand. Now, if he'd done his homework, he would have seen that this guy is a boiled down middleweight, rather much the same as Madrimov was when he fought Crawford. Boiled down middleweight who has fought and beaten guys, right? That when he beat Jack Culkay back in April this year, Jack Culkay had only lost to super middleweights like Andrade. Can't remember the other two boys, right? Selecki was one of them as well. These are bigger men.
Oh, gosh.
Right? And Jack Culkay was holding his own in it, and Murtazaliev in April comes and destroys him. So if you look at the standard, wasn't appreciated what the task in hand, what he had to do, and he come in there with the wrong fight. No plan B from the first knockdown. No real serious advice from his corner to change his plans and change the way he's fighting from. The obvious that was that left hook was a danger to him. So there's no adaptation in his game, and he time and time again he made Devin Haney look good because he went down with more left hooks. Now that was for me the biggest, most alarming and disappointing thing about Tim Tszyu. But what I do know about Tim Tszyu is he won't let this defeat get the better of him. He'll say he'll have people saying to him, "Take a tune up, go back to Australia, reevaluate." No, he's not that type of guy. This guy's a warrior. Comes from a family of warriors. His father's a warrior. His brother's a warrior. Nikita. He's unbeaten. No, he's got standing in not only his community, but to his country, to his fans. And he's that type of warrior guy. He'll go straight into another big fight. He'll demand it. The rankings will demand that he gets another big fight. I don't believe he'll go and feel sorry for himself and, go into the Australian outback and start going on a walkabout and nobody sees him for 18 months. That's not going to happen. There's, that story just doesn't fit the Tszyu, brand. So I expect Tim Tszyu to come back to a big fight, maybe Lubin for another eliminator for another sanctioning body. He could be tempted back in a Riyadh season card with a Madrimov. Any of those fights are still up there for him, as far as I'm concerned. And the reason he hasn't taken a lot of stick this time is because of that warrior in him. Because you get more kudos for going down on your shield, with your shield in your hand, than you go down quitting and taking a knee. I'll leave that there.
Okay, that's a bit fucking harsh. That's a bit kind of wild. But this is what we do over here at BanterNBoxing. You want to hear Mr. Neutral? I've got Mr. Neutral, and he's not going anywhere. So fuck you. No, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody for tuning in, for supporting us, for me, Mr. Neutral, for iBoxing Hub, for everything. I never thought that BanterNBoxing would be launched in this type of mecca, and I in my wildest dreams I never actually thought this was going to be possible. That's why pretty much every episode I thank you guys so much to message everybody back. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people actually message. but I don't get to message all of you back to say thank you. So I just want to say thank you guys. We love you guys, and this is what we're doing it for. There's going to be plenty shows coming on the BanterNBoxing channel and network. iBoxing Hub, we are almost at 1,000K. So please, guys, support us. Please support, especially my compadre and padre, Mr. Neutral, Ray. Like, there's so many people that it's just too many, for fuck's sake, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, have an incredible evening. Please join us tomorrow for the part 2 of Matchroom X Queensberry Catterall Prograis with myself. Hopefully, we'll get that little bastard back, and we'll have some fun. Mr. Stevie, Mr. Neutral, what have you got to say to the almost 80 fucking people? You lot are wild as hell, man. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back. Anyway, yeah. Stevie, tell the people where they can find you and give them your OnlyFans.
No, trust me, there's no OnlyFans. I'm far too ugly. Neutral's Corner boxing on Instagram, Mr. Neutral's Corner on Twitter. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe to BanterNBoxing, iBoxing Hub. Get us to 1,000 likes. That's where the real action starts. And yeah, thank you very much for tuning in to Rico's BanterNBoxing.
It's not just Rico's BanterNBoxing, it's the BanterNBoxing.
The BanterNBoxing.
Take care.
BanterNBoxing.
I love it when he does the voices. That's not the one. I'm sorry.